Hey, what's going on, guys? That was probably the most pathetic. What is going on with my computer? Okay, we're good. The Sixers lose, obviously, tonight. I didn't feel good going to this game today at all. I didn't. I wasn't. I was excited, but I figured that this was going to happen today. Um, it was to a point where I thought that the Eagles did have Sixers had this game at one point, but it was it was a lot of back and forth. I mean, Trae Young was what? I mean, at one point he only made like 2 shots. I mean, he was just not there, but obviously he was giving some very valued assists. Joel Embiid not protecting the ball. Missed opportunities on fast breaks. The fast break points they got to get. Going up the court. They're passing way too early. Ben Simmons only made what? He had 4 points for the night. You know, that one basket that he could have had on his own right under the basket, and he passes like not even. What's with these little passes that he's doing? I mean, he's been doing this like he's been doing this almost not even all year, but he's been doing this like ever since the playoffs started. I don't know. It wasn't good. I mean, I don't even know. Like Joel Embiid, like, you know what? He took some shots. He missed some valued free throws. I mean, I can't even really put. I mean, this guy's dealing with an injury. I can't even put too much on Embiid at all. Like, you know, he's doing his best while injured. It's this team that's around him. You know, I don't know. It's not good, guys. It's not. I mean, I don't even care now. It's like I'm over it. I'm fine with it. You know, I'm ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm ready. You know what I mean? So I have no problem moving on from this. But obviously want to just do a little stream tonight, not go crazy with it. You know, I don't know if Doc deserves to get fired. I don't know if, you know, the Sixers, sorry, I get confused all the time. The Sixers need to get another superstar in the building right now. The Sixers need another superstar. They really do. They need another superstar. I mean, it's unfortunate, but Ben, I just watched his little presser just now. He says he wants to stay in Philadelphia. And I don't think the feeling is mutual back with the fans, especially with me. I don't think he doesn't do much as a point guard, guys. Like, he doesn't do much of anything. You know? I really don't know what to say about it anymore. Like, he's been doing this for a while now. I mean, especially it really didn't even start with him. It was started with this team getting into big leads and then obviously choking and giving up those big leads. And that's what, you know, I thought the Sixers were in a really good position to win this series. I really do. And then obviously with the 2 losses, you know, and it is what it is. Lazy Millennial says Ben passed on that dunk. Yeah, but he passed on the dunk, bro. It's horrible. It's horrible. What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I didn't say hi to everybody when they're coming in. Brokey, what's going on? Marijuana. Daniel Santone, what's going on, man? Cassia Saldana, what's going on? Jock Talk, Connor Murphy, Nady Banks, Philly Sports Podcast, what's up? Super Delmo, Uncle B, Eagles have landed, what's going on, man? Matt Weeks, what's going on, bro? Tanner Plummer, Kay Theralone, Sean Wood, Kay Theralone, what's going on? It's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what to do anymore. I mean, it's what do they do? Did they fire Doc Rivers? I don't know. I mean, what they're doing in the fourth quarter was not great. Okay, Joel Embiid could not protect the ball today. You know, I understand. Thibault had that foul, you know, on the 3-point line, you know what I mean, which was unnecessary. That pretty much broke us apart from the game. I mean, there was a lot of other issues, but that kind of just messed everything up right at that moment. And it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate, you know what I mean? Like, I watch the Sixers when I can, guys. You know, obviously I've been watching the playoffs very hard, and, you know, this team might need – I don't know. I want to know from you guys, what do you think this team really needs right now? Jock says, move on to Eagles season. Nikki Cunningham says, sorry, buddy, this stinks. It does. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Turbo says, as a Blazer fan, I'll do a CJ or for Ben trade. Both guys have better. Sixers get a shot creation. Blazers get much needed defense. And I agree with that. But look, like, That's Ben Simmons is not doing enough as a point guard. He's not doing enough. Did he lose confidence? I mean, he says he has things to work on. I mean, earlier in the season, guys, I remember Ben was more aggressive to the basket, and he was just more aggressive. Like, I just saw a different player at some points where I was like, wow, he actually took over games at certain times. And then come to the playoffs, like, I don't know what happened. Like, obviously Ben's in games to, he plays good defense, you know what I mean? But like, that's it. Like, that's all we're getting. When he was under the basket with nobody around him, and he passes the ball, every time he gets the ball where it looks like he's going to, attack the basket, he passes the ball. I mean, he just gives the ball away. Even when he's almost like in midair and like he doesn't know whether to shoot it or pass it. Even last game he did that. And it just makes no sense. Like, I really don't know. Like, he says he has much more to work on. Guys, this guy's on a max contract just to pass the ball around. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't. I do not get it. Jamal Bar says, I want to stay Philly, too, if I can max contract and not do much. Yeah. I mean, if you can get away with getting a big contract and still playing the way you're playing, that's fine. I guess that's good for him. I mean, I guess that's really good for him at the end of the day. So I'm not even surprised. Even Eagle Slayer says, I'm not even mad or surprised. I'm not surprised at this game either. I went into this game excited because, it's a playoff game. But I didn't know that, I figured maybe there would be some light at the end of the tunnel. At least they would pull something out. But the passing, why they just look bad just passing the ball. The turnovers are huge, guys. Like, they were passing the ball, and it looked awkward. Like, they would just go up and pass it, then they would just pass to the next guy. Like, it was just very. They just looked and they just gave a little pass. Like, they looked like very awkward. They looked very awkward on the court. Like, it just didn't look right. Like, something was just, is there a plan? Is there a scheme? What's going on? Like, I don't know what they were doing out there. So, I mean, even Trae Young ended up, shooting a little bit better at the end of the game, but he was really he was nowhere to be seen, really. I mean, he was really just passing the ball very well. Capella was getting open down court. You know what I mean? He had those free dunks, in the paint. And, that hurt us a lot, too. When we get something going and it takes, like, when it's just crazy. It's just crazy, guys. Simmons, Trump's two choices. Simmons is a certified bum. Super Delmo said this is embarrassing. It is embarrassing, and you're home too. Like, it's really bad. If Miss 2K says we don't have a closer, like even Shake Milton, like he was in the game, he came out of the game. Like, Shake Milton had one good playoff game, and that was it. You know what I mean? Like, during the season, he actually didn't play bad, but then come playoffs, he had one good playoff game where it was like, oh, wow, I think he scored, 14 points, something like that. He came off the bench and did a really good job a few games ago. Obviously, I think it was against the Wizards at the time, but, and he just looks horrible. I mean, he just looked really bad. The fast breaks is where I have a huge problem, where when you get a fast break and you can't score easy points off of that, when they get a fast break, Simmons especially was passing the ball way too quick, way too fast, It was unreal. It was unreal. The fast breaks where you get those easy points, that's where it's really important, guys, and they weren't getting those points. They weren't getting those points. Rishi Lara says, I already know Joey hates Infamous 2K profile picture. I don't even know what the picture is. Rogue B says, no cap, I have a better three-point shot than Ben Simmons. I would put my life savings on it. But what happened to Ben Simmons, though? Like, did they change? Like, did they want to change the way he was playing? I don't know, because if they were changing the way he was playing, like, he's not doing more than what he should. Like, at least with Maxey, I have more faith. I think I mean, even Ben Simmons, like, he scored two dunks, but he missed a couple of shots as well. You know what I mean? He missed some easy layups. Like, that's the problem I have. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. DC for Life with the super chat. Appreciate it. Says, trust the process is over. We got a super chat from Philly Take with RB. I was on his stream a little earlier today. I know we've had our back and forth. You were right about Ben Simmons, and I thought a new coach would be better for him. I was wrong. Respect. Hey, shout out to Philly Take with RB. If you guys haven't checked his channel, check his channel out. His streams are fire. Over 12,000 subscribers. His live streams have done really well, and he's been covering this team like the back of his head. So, me and Philly Take have been back and forth. No hard feelings at all, like whatsoever. This is a good content creator. I don't get personal with anybody, I don't know what it was, because with Doc Rivers, does he deserve to – is that the problem, putting these guys in the right positions to win on the court? I don't know if it's the scheme of how they're using guys. I really don't know. I mean, I think that's the first thing we have to look at, and then we have to look at Ben Simmons, okay, and just see – I just have no faith in him being here next year. He wants to be here. I don't care. Like, I think he needs to be gone. It's unfortunate, guys. It really is. It's just unfortunate. I just wish this team just did better, and I think they could have played so much better. Obviously, then you have games where they're playing hero ball most of the time, and it's just unfortunate. You know what I mean? I don't like playing hero ball. I don't like when you have players that are just like Embiid took some unnecessary shots. I don't put it on him, because number one, he's hurt. Number two, if he thinks he has a chance to score, then let him do it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that this happens. Let me put the stream up on my phone quick. It is what it is, guys. Like, I don't want to, beat a dead horse too much, but Ben Simmons got to go. He's got to go. Whether it's Doc, I mean, the GM has done a good job. I think the GM has done a good job, but Ben has just changed night and day from just what he was coming into the league until now. I really don't know where to go with this, guys. There is 99 people in the chat, guys. Guys haven't subscribed to the channel. I cover the Eagles. I don't cover the Sixers that much, but I'm going to try to next season. I've kind of been thinking about it. We might be doing a change, so definitely want to do some different things. We cover everything, so check out the channel. Guys haven't, liked the video, please like the video, the stream. It does help the channel out a lot, and obviously we do the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500 every single week, every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, covering all Philadelphia news for the week, so do appreciate that with everybody. Cameron says, Cameron's picture, Ben Simmons reminds me of Jalen Mills. Yeah. I get what you're saying there. I get what you're saying. Kenzo Rome, what's going on? Game 5 took our soul. I was excited. Like I said, I was very excited going into this game. I really was. But at the same time, I just wasn't comfortable. You have one guy that is on the court, and he does nothing but pass the ball around. That's all he does. He passes the ball. That is all he does. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Chris Nates, what's up, Joey? I'm not into basketball, but still think it is a shame. I think it is. You bring in a new GM, you bring in a new head coach, and you try to switch some things around that maybe Brett was everyone last year, if you guys remember, everyone thought Embiid was the problem last year. You know what I mean? Everyone thought Embiid was the problem when Brett Brown was here, and obviously he wasn't. So it's unfortunate, guys. They just have to make some changes. Whether it's a new I don't know if it's just going to help getting Ben out of here, and they have to go get that superstar. They have to go get that superstar next year. Why is it that this team? I never see a super team, and I'm not a fan of super teams. I really don't, because basketball has changed over the years so much. And, guys want to get together and play. Does anybody want to play with Joel Embiid? Here's a perfect example. Luka, from the Mavericks. That's a guy that really needs another piece. You know what I mean? That's another Joel Embiid that needs another piece badly. We really need that. And who's going to – they have to go out and get a top guy and pay – they have to. They really have to. They got to pair him up with somebody that's going to actually do more than what Ben's doing right now, because he still has to work on things. What does he have to work on? What is it? What does Ben have to work on? It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. It kind of baffles my mind. It really does. Philly Take RB says, keep up the great content. Appreciate it, man. I mean, this is my first Sixers stream, like literally, whatever. But yeah, we'll definitely, hopefully get together soon and do something on the Eagles or something like that. So just hit me up on Twitter. You know where to reach me. Man. Let's see. Masab Ismail says Bucks or Hawks. It's going to be a tough game. I don't want the Hawks to win. At this point, I really don't want them to win at all. I really don't. You know what I mean? I hate Trae Young with a passion. I really do. Like, he's such a arrogant, cocky, oh man, I watch basketball, but it's like, man, like these refs that when these penalties and these flops and these, oh my god, it's crazy. How much that Trae Young gets away with it's like murder. I mean, I swear it is. It's like murder. I swear. I'm trying to get through these as fast as possible, guys. Trill Young Wave says Ben Simmons got to go. He does. He's got to go. Brandon Yanis says, trust the process. I know, it's laughable, bro. Like, it's done. Like, it's over. Like, I'm not saying that they can't get into the playoffs next year, but it's either they got to get, I think, getting rid of Doc Rivers, getting rid of Ben Simmons is your two moves that you have to make. And if they keep Doc Rivers, you got to get rid of Ben Simmons and make it work. I mean, if you had another shooter, look, with Ben Simmons, that's not a guy that you expect to get 40 points a game, okay? But he's got to just get those mid-tier shots. I mean, where's his jump shot? Where's at least his mid-court jump shot? I mean, something. You know what I mean? Where is it? He's just there to pass the ball and play defense. I mean, thank God he plays good defense, but you know what I mean? Like, what else is there? Like, what else? What else are we supposed to get out of him right now? You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. I really am. You know, I understand there's going to be a lot of negativity now, and it is what it is. But I'm excited for the Philadelphia Eagles this year. I really am. Like, I hope they could change our minds and take our minds off the Sixers, and I honestly do well. That's what I'm hoping. Look, like I have faith that we could do good things, but we'll see, though. Bull Bruce says Joel called out Ben. I didn't see this. Let's see this. Bull Bruce says it'll be so this is what Joel Embiid said. He said, I'll be honest, I thought the turning point was when I don't know how to say it, is when we had an open shot and we made one free throw. That's bad, bro. That's bad. I didn't watch his little presser. I watched Ben's where he was like, oh, I got to work on some things. And, of course I want to be in Philly. I love the fans. I love being here. Yeah, well, we're not loving you right now. But that's because I'm telling you right now, guys, like Joel Embiid, like there's going to be a point where he's going to have enough and he's going to want out of Philadelphia. It's only a matter of time when that's going to happen. But I hope it doesn't happen. But you know what I mean? It's tough. I mean, this is really tough, guys. It's really tough. We got a super chat from DC for Life 27. He says Ben is scared of dunk instead passing the Thibault. That really, I was like, wow. I was like, what is he doing? I said, I have no idea what you're doing, bro. Like, what? You're sitting right there, basket in front of you, nobody around. You're sitting there perfectly right there, and you go up, and he looks like he's about to dunk it or at least put it up. And he just, like, goes up and he just flips his hand under the ball and he just gives it to – I'm just like, you have got to be kidding. Even the announcers were like, what is he doing? Like, why didn't he just take the shot? Does he have no confidence? Does he have no confidence right now? Oh, my God. What a that's just – I don't even know. Look, I'm not the best. I'm not the best at describing things. Look, I do as much as I can to, talk about teams. And look, I'm not an analytical guy. I just cover, I cover what I see with my own two eyes, and that's it. Like I'm as vanilla as you're gonna get with me covering the Sixers or at least the Eagles. I just see what I see, and that's it. You know what I mean? What stats, whatever the stats were, whatever happened, It's crazy. It's crazy. Got a super chat from the Toxic Dating Coach. Mindful Tracker says, with the super chat, appreciate it, man, a lot. Doc Rivers so overrated. Yeah, he is. he really is. You know, I know, like, he's had some success in the league. He's had bad success. His schemes haven't worked for teams. He's been to championships. He's choked in championships. He's done some things that's really, have changed the minds of the league. And coming to Philly, I was actually really excited because I thought that maybe he would change some things. But apparently letting Ben Simmons play the way he has been, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like, if I seen a player, if I was a coach and I was seeing a player play the way he has been playing, it's unfortunate, guys. You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate. We got a super chat from Dope Nerd Lifestyle. So let's get Dame. I hope so. Hey, I don't think he's coming here, but I mean that would be like the dream. I mean, if the Sixers get Damian Lillard, I swear, if they get Lillard, to team him up with Joel Embiid, I am telling you, I really hope he does come here. That would change. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I don't know what the scheme would be for. I don't know if Doc's look. If we get a superstar next year and we still look horrible to the point where we still look sloppy and we look like we have no idea what we're doing. Then obviously it is Doc Rivers, but I don't know if this is really all Doc Rivers. I mean, a new coach coming in here, a new GM coming in here, we make the playoffs, the number one seed. But guys, we don't look like a number one seed. You just played a fifth seed team, like that's very good. They just were more hungry at the end of these games. The Sixers would have more leads in this series, and you're up, 25 points the game before this one? 25 points, 2 games ago, and you still, I think one game was 18, I think one was 25, whatever it was. If I'm wrong, let me know. But that's crazy. I mean, that's just insane. You know what I mean? And Trae Young when Trae Young's in the game, he just makes the Hawks so much better. He doesn't necessarily have to make all the points, guys. Like his assists, like the way he passes the ball like a bullet. I mean, I have to give Trae Young props. You know what I mean? Like his passing is just fantastic. It really is. I don't know what to say about it anymore. I really don't. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. God. DC for life with a super chat said, if Doc stays in Clippers, I'm sure he will win shit. He probably could have. Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to say it would have happened, but I mean, I was really happy him coming to Philadelphia. I was really happy about it. I really was. I was very happy about it, but It's absolutely insane, guys. It is. There is 139 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles, and I'm going to try to cover the Sixers next year. That is a next plan for me. I usually just do a lot of Eagles content. You don't miss anything with the Philadelphia Eagles news-wise, live streams. I do the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500 every Saturday. Obviously, when you become a member to this channel as well, you do become a moderator to obviously help me out with the channel. So much appreciate to everybody that's in here and obviously going through this together. The Sixers season is over. I'm ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm excited about the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm pumped. I'm ready. And obviously, we're going to look for the offseason for the Sixers and see what they do. I mean, let's see what changes they are going to make with the bench. And obviously, Ben Simmons, Doc Rivers are going to be the two big questions. Obviously, Joel Embiid from someone in the chat earlier is talking about, throwing Ben Simmons under the bus. Okay, Ben Simmons, and I just talked about him like this whole time, obviously, but talking about the free throw shooting, oh my God. I mean, he's missed the last few games, 14 free throws? Adding this game on top of it, 14 free throws? I don't even know what the number is, but it's bad. I mean, it's bad. Okay. How do you get a max contract and only pass the ball? Like, I don't get that. And of course, with the Sixers, when it's a Philly team, this is what happens all the time. You know what I mean? This is just what happens. So, DC for Life with Super Chat says send Ben to Shanghai. Oh, my God. It's embarrassing, guys. It really is. A number 1 seed, and this is what you look like. Just remember, guys, before the playoffs started, the Sixers were almost giving up these big leads to really bad teams, okay? They were playing some games. They were in the lead. They were doing really well, and they were almost giving up these big leads. And I said before the playoffs started, I said, they got to watch out. They do this during the playoffs, and they're not going to look good. Like if they're going to give up big leads in the playoffs if they don't get this right, okay? And that's what happened. That's what happened. Okay. Reckless EXE says he missed 20 shots plus free throw trap. That's crazy. And how much are you paying him? Like that's just crazy. Super Delmo says, I don't even know how we beat the Wizards, to be honest. I don't know either. I didn't think we were going to win that series. I didn't. I thought we were in trouble. It's bad, guys. I mean, I don't know what you do from here. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be you can't keep Ben Simmons here. You just can't. I mean, he's already embarrassed himself enough. Like, he's embarrassed himself. Like, on Twitter every single week he puts up a picture of himself with, like, the angry smoke emoji. You know what I mean? Like, and then he stopped doing that for a while because look how he's playing. Like, he's been kind of amping himself up a little bit on social media. You know what I mean? And I don't like that because you haven't done anything yet. Go win a championship. Stop hyping yourself up and go prove to yourself, to this city, to this fan base, what you're all about and what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Unreal. Richie says, is Simmons playing for Australia in the Olympics? Cam Basketball says, is Jeremy Grant for Simmons a good trade? I mean, it could be. Just it depends what you're going to give up. I mean, obviously, there's going to be another team that's going to think Ben Simmons is going to work out there. So, really, it's got to be a fit for Ben Simmons and obviously a team that thinks they could turn him around. Or maybe there's a team out there that doesn't think he needs to be turned around, that he has been playing well. I don't know. Cowboys Fighter says, what's going on, man? He says, Ben Simmons let your team down like Kristaps did for my team. As Joel Embiid and Luka Doncic really needed them to step up, and they failed them. Yeah, and Luka Doncic, man. Luka is, like, so great. I mean, I wish he was on. He's another guy that deserves to be on another franchise because they're not getting that second piece for that player. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a second place for that. You don't have a second, piece for that player. I mean, you need the complementary piece with Joel Embiid. You need that piece, not a complementary piece that's just going to pass the ball and play good defense. That's all. That's all I got from these 2 series, pretty much. Okay, I got some good defense from Ben Simmons, but obviously, you're literally not shooting. Where are those 2-point shots? Where are those mid-court shots? I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like, where is that? There was video before this game tonight, guys. There was video tonight of Ben shooting mid-court throws, at least mid-tier throws, okay? And mid-tier shots. And where was that tonight? I mean, where was that tonight? There are times where he goes to the basket and he looks like he's going to be really aggressive and he just stops for a second and he passes the ball. I don't get it. Like, I've never seen a player like this. But yet, the coaching staff is letting him just keep doing this every single game, not reprimanding him, getting him to the side and say, hey, like, you gotta take those shots. Ben Simmons last game promised us that he was going to be more aggressive. When was he aggressive this game, guys? When was he aggressive this game? I really don't know. I didn't see it. Before this game happened tonight, after last game, he said, I have to be more aggressive. I promise I'm going to be more aggressive. And he wasn't what aggressiveness is he doing? He's acting like he's going to the basket to shoot aggressively, and then what? He just passes the ball. And then you have everything right in front of you to literally dunk the ball, shoot it, do whatever you got to do, and you don't do it. And obviously, Danny Green being out was probably another loss for this team. You know what I mean? This way you don't have to have Shake. And Shake Milton, like, he's very up and down. I thought the regular season he played well, and I thought, he disappeared during the playoffs. Set that one game, he had 14 points. He got off the bench and played really well. But then, like, after that, like, even last game, tonight, didn't play well. And then Danny Green could have been that piece because Danny Green's a very good, consistent shooter. Please, I don't know what Danny Green's contract is, but I hope he's still here next year. That's what I'm hoping. You know what I mean? So, Dragonfire says Ben Simmons for Luka. Insert laughing emoji. It just made me laugh reading that. That would be fantastic, but that's not going to happen. Imperfect Family 7 says trade Ben for a cheesesteak and a bag of chips. Yeah. J17, I'm a Spurs, and they said that Doc is better than Pop. Wow. I mean, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Cam Basketball, what would you expect in return for Simmons be? I don't know, because it depends what the team what team that wants to trade for him, how they're looking at Ben Simmons and what he's worth. Okay, maybe they look at him and say, hey, let's just give up the high picks. We'll give some high picks for the draft, and we'll just, we barely have to fix him. We just have to reprimand him and tweak him in games, and he'll be back to what he's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Cameron Spriggs says Ben Simmons is worth $104 million. The same what Eagles did with Carr. That's crazy. I mean, who plays worse? You know what I mean? I think, obviously, if you take the career of Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons, you would say that Carson Wentz had a better career in Philadelphia, obviously, because that Super Bowl was a huge year. The end of the 2019 season, the last month of the season, was a huge season, putting the team on his back to win the NFC East. But that's only saying so much, you know what I mean? Treadbar Amicon says if Danny Green was healthy, we would have. I think if Danny Green was playing, we would have looked a lot different the past few games. We would have looked a lot different. We would have looked. I mean, obviously, when the fourth quarter hits, this team just turns to a different team when the fourth quarter hits. I don't know what's going on with this team. The passing, the turnovers, it's just ugly, guys. You know what I mean? It's really ugly. We got a super chat from MC Philly. What's going on, man? He says, check Embiid Insta. Does he want out? I hope not. I really hope he doesn't, man. I really hope he doesn't. I'm really hoping he doesn't want out. I'm hoping he doesn't. I said that earlier in the stream. I said there's going to be a point where Embiid is just going to get fed up and he's just going to say, I want out. Cash me out. I'm done. You know what I mean? And I really hope not. Cameron Sprague says they need to build around LMB and Steph Curry. Yeah, I mean, look, even Steph Curry's going to be another guy that might leave Golden State. Steph Curry could actually, I don't know if you'd come here, but I mean, there's going to be some high priced guys next year that they could get. We need to keep Embiid happy. I mean, that's the main thing, because without Embiid in this series, guys, and this guy's playing on an injury. I mean, this guy's playing the way he is on an injury. Okay, he might have his bad games here and there, but obviously when I expect Joel Embiid to not play well, Tobias Harris has to pick up those pieces. That's another guy that he has. I thought he played an okay game today. It was nothing spectacular, but I thought he took his shots when needed and he did the right thing. But if Tobias Harris can't pick up those pieces when Embiid is in foul trouble or he's not playing well, then you got to rely on Ben Simmons, and I do not trust Ben Simmons putting the game on his shoulders. That is not a guy that I am looking at to lead this team. Definitely not. 0% not happening. So, Pedro Smith said his value is at an all-time low. Yeah, probably. Matthew, what's the Simmons trade value plummeted? Oh, it definitely did. I mean, the playoffs really showed. I mean, I don't know. If you're another team right now, how are you looking at Ben Simmons right now? What? Well, it's like this is all that he, wouldn't you want to ask, before you're hey, I want to trade for Ben Simmons, but I just want to ask, why was he not doing anything else for you guys besides passing the ball? And does he have no confidence in himself? That's a huge question to me. Does he actually have confidence? He looks when I look at his face, he doesn't look like he's frustrated. He has a very, he has a very normal face. He just kind of just looks, and that's it. Like, I can't tell by his body language that he's struggling. I don't think he is struggling inside. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's just hiding it well. I have no idea. But it was ugly. It was ugly, you know? Rich MC, I was naive. I thought Simmons 14, 18 points in Game 7, turning his career around tonight. If Simmons, Wentz, Grox, Nolan, and looking like Harper. It's unfortunate, bro. 14 for 8. I mean, I Drip 22 said, get like an ID from a Ben trade. All by VJ says, Simmons is worse. Oh, my God. Chris Day said at some point I'd be happy if the Eagles traded Ertz to the Sixers for Simmons in 2023 NBA pick. Yeah, that's another trade. I mean, Jesus. I mean, there's already enough that maybe there's a chance that we could trade Ben Simmons. Who's got more or less value, Ben Simmons or Zach Ertz right now? Because Ertz, oh, my God. Like, what? I like, is this trade going to happen? Because I'm telling you right now, if they release Zach Ertz, he's going to the Colts, guys. I bet you $1 million. I'll give everybody in the chat $100 a piece right now. If Zach Ertz gets released, he's going to the Colts. 100%. I mean, 100%. It's definitely going to happen. It's unfortunate. We have Lazy Millennials says, check out the stat. Ben Simmons fourth quarter field goals in Hawks series 3 for. That's horrible, man. It's horrible. How do you play in the NBA? Like, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Rich Gipsy Clippers, man, was 48th pick in 2019. Trevor Epicon, we always let our foot of the gas. There is no cruise control, so we have to keep our foot on the gas. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think this team is going to be like, oh, they're done. They're going to trade everybody, and, you know, I don't think they're hitting the reset button. I think they're far from that. I think there's like two little things that need to change. Whether it's Ben Simmons gain that superstar with Joel Embiid, or they at least have to figure out if a coaching change is needed to figure out the scheme of how to use your players. Why isn't Ben Simmons reprimanded for his actions when you know he's been playing the same way every single game? You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, it's really not that hard to figure out. I mean, is it really that hard to figure out? I really hope not. Yeah, Paul Whitaker says, Joel took a shot at Ben with that comment. Yeah, someone said that earlier in the chat. That's crazy. It's crazy. Can't get right. Ben Simmons and Carson Wentz are similar. Both players are very talented, but are mentally fragile. Yeah, you know what? And I don't think Ben Simmons is showing weakness by his. I don't know. It's weird because both players don't. They don't show that they're. I think Carson has shown more with his body language on the field than Ben Simmons has. You know what I mean? I think Carson really shows it. You can just see it in his body language, see it in his eyes, his rolling his eyes, and just his attitude. And then when he gets to the press conferences, he seems like, oh, we just have to work. We'll just keep working. The same thing we've been hearing every single week from him. Mina number 9 says, what happens to Simmons? He couldn't even do what he used to do just earlier. That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened to him? Did Doc say, oh, we don't want you to shoot anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. Like, what did they just say? Oh, yeah, please don't shoot anymore. We just want you to pass the ball and play good defense. Thank you very much. I mean, I don't see what's the problem. Like, what happened? Like, why wasn't, like, if you're a coach seeing Ben Simmons play this way every game, aren't you saying, you're going to make some shots tonight? Like, you're taking some mid-tier court shots. You're going to be aggressive and drive to the basket. You're going to do something. But he didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, Mina, I'm with you on it. I'm with you, Mina. I agree. I agree. He didn't look like this earlier this year. He didn't look like this. We see Andy Taylor said it comes down to coaching. I think it's coaching, and I think obviously it's Ben Simmons. I think those are your two problems. Like, it's enough. It's not enough to, I know people are going to say, well, Doc got us to the playoffs. I don't understand that. The GM and Worley's, the GM obviously has done a pretty good job, maybe with getting the bench players that we needed. Obviously, the backup or starters, and, you got to have a good bench. And, maybe there'll be some tweaks here and there this offseason. But when it comes down to the coaching aspect, like why they look awkward when they're running around the court, passing the ball, passing it out of bounds, turnovers, like what's going on? Like what are these guys doing? I get really confused, guys. I really do. Nicholas Elliott says the Philadelphia 76ers will trade Ben Simmons. I hope they do. I hope they do. Reckless DXE says, Joel going to go to the Golden State watch. I really hope not. And Perfectly Family 7, trade Ben to Pelican Bay or trade him overseas for his contract. Reckless says, Tobias getting paid superstar money ain't show. And look, like, he's not, and look, Tobias, look, I don't think he's a bad, like, role player that's going to, have his games, like, but for his contract, he's not being consistent every single game. Like, he's not putting up consistent numbers every single game. And that's the problem, because last year, like, Tobias was horrible. Obviously, Brett Brown was a huge problem with obviously the scheme of these players and how they used them on the court. But Tobias was so bad last year. We're like, we wanted him out last year, and I remember that. And then this year came, and he actually looked really good. Like, wow, like just a new coach, giving him the right guidance, and putting this team together the right way. You could have something, and unfortunately, that didn't happen. Richie FC says Markelle Fultz had more confidence. I think he did. Cameron Spriggs says Ben Simmons needs to go to the Cavaliers. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't. I really want to see what the trade value is going to be for him. I really do. That's what's going to interest me a lot. Iger222 says I would say Wentz did better than Ben due to the fact that attempts things Ben doesn't want. He refuses to shoot. But he'll always pass though. Like, every time he just gets the ball, it's a quick pass. And then he goes to the other side of the court. He just goes to and he just sits there. And, like, that's it. No rebounds, no nothing. I mean, he's just not doing anything. So you pretty much have one player on the court right now that's non-existent, that's not producing. Like, you have dead weight in your offense. You know what I mean? When you're playing in your offense, there's just no productivity with that player in your lineup. You have no productivity there, so it really it irks me. It really irks me. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the rest here. Oh, we got a super chat. I missed a super chat. We got a super chat. Oscar the Grouch says, I'm absolutely sick to my stomach. I don't even care. I really don't care. Like, I'm ready for the Philadelphia Eagles, bro. Like, I went to, dude, like, if you guys went to this game thinking you were comfortable because we were just going to be home today and that was enough, it wasn't enough, guys. Like, we needed to do more tonight. Like, going to this game, I was only excited because it's a playoff game and the Sixers were playing. That's the only reason why I was excited tonight. Really, at the end of the day, that is the only reason why I was actually excited tonight. Other than that, I really wasn't that positive they were going to win. But I said, look, let's just give them the chance. Maybe Ben could play. And as soon as Ben, like, they showed a video before the game of Ben actually shooting mid-tier shots. And I was like, okay, maybe he's going to change the way he's doing things in the game tonight. He did not. He did absolutely nothing to change the way he was playing. Absolutely nothing, guys. Okay? It's really hard for me to hate players, but when a player gets away with playing the same way every single game, especially these playoffs, guys, because the Sixers have more problems than Ben Simmons. Do I think the first problem they need to address is Ben Simmons? Oh, 100%. Okay? First problem right there, Ben Simmons. Yes. 100% got to do it. But this is... I'd honestly say figure out Ben Simmons, figure out your head coach to see if this is the right move for your franchise going forward. And obviously, third overall thing you have to do is bring in a superstar to complement Joel Embiid. That's what I want. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping right now. But it's unfortunate. The best ever 1000 says Ben Simmons had a laid back he seems too calm. Like it seems like at least if he got mad or showed he was pissed off, or at least he showed me like, hey, you know what I mean? Like at least when Carson got mad, he threw his helmet on the ground, or something. At least show me that at least you're mad at yourself for what you're doing. He's just like he messes up and he's just like, he's just like, I'm just like, bro, like what are you doing? Like, do you care? Like, do you care? Like, it's so stressful. Philly sports are so stressful. They really are. Eagles of Land said, I don't ever want to see Simmons play another game in a Sixers uniform. He's gonna get pulled out. He's gonna get destroyed by the fans. He's already been getting destroyed, but after tonight, oh man. I mean, after what he didn't do, like at least, after 2 dunks, I was like, okay, but he's dunking because he's wide open and there's no one around him. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna not pass the ball, obviously. Dragonfire said Ben Simmons softer than Charmin, might as well free that man some cotton candy. Oh my god. Drill Hat says it's like Marco Fultz's curse. It really is. It's like you're seeing a reincarnation of it. You're seeing a reincarnation of the same player, but it's in a player that you wouldn't expect it to happen with. You know what I mean? Like, did anyone go into the playoffs thinking that Ben Simmons was going to be like this? No, because Danny Green ended up getting hurt, which was huge because now with Ben Simmons not being productive, there's no one going to save this offense. No one's going to save this offense with these players, especially after Danny Green going down, with Ben Simmons not being able to do much more else as a point guard. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Fresh 360 wave. Kenny Smith was spot on during the halftime. Ben needs to take advantage of that. Yeah, the fast break. I was watching that. The fast breaks. He was passing the ball way too early. He didn't go up court and wait for that separation. He didn't go up court waiting for that separation. He literally just, as soon as he got it, he passed it instantly, quick pass. He'd get the ball and pass it immediately. It's just. That's why I know Seth Curry on a fast break, he made a good shot, but while being covered pretty well. But there's just something wrong. There's something's missing. It's just more productivity from other players. Like that's when we need these guys the most. You know what I mean? And Danny Green was a huge loss. I thought when he went down, I'm like, yeah, not good. Really not good. So. There is 127 people to chat, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We cover the Philadelphia Eagles a lot, guys. I mean, I live on the Philadelphia Eagles for the past 6 years. We make videos. We do live streams. I might be covering the Sixers next year. That's going to be the main plan for next year, so I want to do more on this channel. I didn't think I would have time to do it, but I think I will have time. So we might be doing a lot more Sixers stuff as well. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like up the stream. It really does help the channel out a lot. Obviously, if you become a member for the channel, obviously you become a moderator for the channel as well. We do some membership videos and all that stuff. And we have the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500. We do pretty much everything. We do a stream every single week. And then obviously when the Eagles season comes along, we're going to be doing obviously game day. We'll be doing streams on game day, before game day, the night before the game, and doing stuff like that. So definitely come and join that. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. It's not all professional. We do a lot of skits where, we laugh at things, and it's great. So much love to everybody that's in here, and obviously, caring about what's going on with the Sixers and getting ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you're ready for the Philadelphia Eagles, please press the letter E, because I am so excited. I've never been so excited for an Eagles season in a while. It's been a while, guys. I haven't been that excited in a while, so I'm pumped. You know what I mean? I'm the youth movement for Philadelphia, especially with the Eagles. I'm excited for it. New coaching staff, seeing how our draft picks, having Devontae Smith, and I'm just very excited, guys. I'm pumped for it, really. First, what happened to Simmons was the free throw line scare. Like this is, you're not even getting covered, but is it pressure? I mean, you're at home, so does he practice? And he promised. That's another thing he promised us. He promised us some better free throws. He promised us he'd be working on that better, and obviously it didn't work better. You know what I mean? Like, it was to a point where I was like, as long as he makes one free throw, I'll be happy. Every time he gets to the free throw line, as long as he makes one, I'll be happy. Like, that was to the extent I had it, and it's still bad, but. Lazy Millennial says Ben got into his own feelings when coaches told him not to shoot. Is that even true, though? Then why is he even playing? Why wouldn't they want him to shoot? That makes no sense. Brand Bowling says, is this worse than last year for Doc Rivers? I'd say about the same, maybe. I mean, you could be right. It could be as worse, but this was something they had a lot of control over. They had control over the situation, but they just didn't reprimand these players. I mean, to take Ben Simmons after the game and say, you got to figure it out. You know, you have to do better. You have to take those mid-tier shots. You have to be more aggressive to the basket. We were promised by Ben Simmons, quote unquote, that he was going to be more aggressive, and it never happened. That was 2 games ago he promised us that, and it never happened. Justin Hurdy, the positives are out there. The positives out of this year is that Maxey looks very promising. He does. I do. He's quick. I mean, Maxey, he's very fast, very quick. I think his passing's very good. Obviously he has to work on his shot a little bit. I mean, he's 20 years old coming to the league, and you know what? I think just grooming him well in this offense, I think he's going to do really well. I think he's going to play very good next year, and so more given the chance. So when I saw Ben and Maxey on the court, I was like, nah, I don't like this. When I saw Maxey coming in for Ben, I liked it a lot. I really did. I was like, he'll actually do more. He'll actually, even if he takes a shot and he misses, he's doing more than Ben's doing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if Maxey at least takes a shot, he's doing more than Ben automatically on the court. So, I mean, this team is a... Richie says, bird in the hand. Mike, Mikal Bridges balling out for he is. I saw what he did last game. I was able to watch it, but I was looking at highlights, and they were talking about it on the news as well. So, Philly First says, this is status quo for Doc in Game 7s. Brand Bogue says, Doc Rivers has now blown 3-1 leads, a 3-2 lead, 1-2-0 lead, and lost Game 7 at home 4 times. 5 if you count the bubble. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's been a choke artist. He's been a choke artist for a while, guys. So is this going to be the right move? You know what I mean? I mean, what is the first move that we have to make? Is it Doc Rivers or is it Ben Simmons? I think you got to figure out. I mean, look, I don't know. I think you have to you have to see what you're doing with the coaching staff first, especially with Doc Rivers, before you start making moves with your roster, because you want another coach in here that's going to at least work with the GM and do some things there. So. Devontae Graham says, I told people after Ben messed with that Kardashian, he was going to be trash, and Kardashian curse lives on. I totally forgot about that. Snarvel33 said, we should have never let Jimmy Butler. You know what? It's unfortunate, man. Like, Jimmy Butler, unfortunately, his problem with Doc Rivers with Brett Brown and the Sixers, if Jimmy didn't want to be that number one guy, like he just wanted to go to another roster that he was going to be that number one guy that teams could build around. And we would have got a lot more out of him. You know what I mean? And unfortunately that just happened, guys. You know what I mean? I wish he didn't leave. I was very excited when Jimmy came here, and just the attitude he brings here, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I just says 2-1, not 2-0. Yeah, Dragonfire. I can't blame Embiid for wanting out. If I was him, I would be pissed on this man. Is a beast. Average 33 points, 11 rebounds with torn meniscus. But I know he just wastes his career like AI. And they have to make quick. They just have to make some moves fast, guys. Honestly, guys, this isn't this is going to take a long time. We don't have to really rebuild that much. Like if we need to bring in a new head coach, we just need to bring in that centerpiece, that complementary piece to Joel Embiid. I don't think he wants to leave. I mean, I think down the road, like it's going to be a certain amount of years where he's going to be like, I've had enough of this. Like I need to go to a team that is going to utilize what's around me correctly. And I think that's what they have to do, maximize, their players and what they have, because, if you're letting Ben Simmons getting away with bloody murder every single game, just playing defense and passing the ball and not being aggressive to the basket, you have a bigger problem than you're on your hands. So I will be really surprised if Ben is here next year. I will be. iDrip says bring Dame and Curry to the Sixers. If that happens, they're definitely going to be in the finals. If that happens, they're gonna be in the finals. Even getting if they even got Lillard, I mean, oh my God, would that be just amazing? Cameron Springs says 76ers need to learn how to finish the game, and which they don't know. I feel like it's like Doug Peterson last year in the second half of games, just straying away from the run and just things just look different, so vanilla and predictable. And they've looked the same in the second half, as well as the Sixers have. So it definitely reminds me of that 100%. David Pierce says Simmons and Tobias gone. You think Tobias is going on top of it? It's going to be interesting, man. MG Tofrips says Simmons passing when he had an open layup is the most pathetic sight I have ever seen. 100% right with you, buddy. Right with you on that. I thought it was real pathetic how he literally just jumps up to try to. I mean, he's sitting there where he could just make an easy basket and he still passes the ball. I mean, it's crazy. I just said Sixers need a ban the Kardashian from Sixers games. They're bad luck. All my VG says Lonzo Ball is more useful than Ben. Unbelievable, guys. I'm just like crazy. Cameron says just like Eagles need to learn how to finish the game. Yeah, I mean this year obviously it's going to be different. You know what I mean? With this new coaching staff, we need to evaluate this coaching staff, what they do in these games this year. So, I think it looked like the same as last year. Like I think obviously the Sixers looked like the Eagles in the second half of last year. But obviously with the Eagles, it's a totally new scheme this year, and hopefully using these players to their maximum potential, and obviously developmental aspect of the Eagles, of the players for the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be a huge thing this year. We've let guys go in Philadelphia that have been successful other places, so we're gonna see. So, brother, number 5 says Ben Simmons' shooting sleeve on his arm is the most useless accessory to ever be in the history of mankind. Oh, God. It's funny. I mean, it's just funny. It is, but it's like, why? You might as well just, like what's the point? What is that helping your pass game? Is that sleeve helping in your passing game? Since 85, man, the Hawks are too nasty. They're good, man. They're good. They're more hungry. They're coached better. They're just coached better, and they know how to use their players. And they got one guy in Trae Young that really just amplifies their offensive scheme. And on top of that, if Trae Young is not making shots and he's great at looking for passes. He throws bullet passes. I mean, he throws some really. I mean, his assists. How many assists did he have today? Dave Pierce, as Simmons said, it is what it is. I am who I am in post interview. What does that sound like? It sounds like you're going to accept me for the player that I am, and that's how I'm going to play, and on a max contract, and that's how I'm going to play. And unfortunately, that's not good enough. Since 85 says Philly needs to rename Pats and Genos to Trays and Collins. Philly says Ben Simmons scored 5 points the whole game. Embarrassing. It's horrible. It's you can't even talk about it. It's so horrible. Mina number 9 says I honestly was more emotionally involved Friday than tonight. The lack of passion from Simmons just made me not feel real hopeful. Even some games where you see the passion out of him early, even in the regular season, you saw that. But he played a totally different type. He was a totally different Ben Simmons in the regular season. A totally different Ben Simmons in the regular season. Richie MC's a question needs to be asked. Does Simmons, like J-Jaw, love the sport to play? They love the sport rewards them. Simmons' father was a professional player, is looking like he was dragged to play. I know J-Jaw. I mean, obviously Ben Simmons has done more than J-Jaw, but J-Jaw obviously was just a bad pick in the second round of the, and just he was supposed to be a better, clone of Alshon Jeffrey that had a little bit more elusiveness to him, but you pass on Terry McLaurin and A.J. Brown, and you pass on all these receivers, DK Metcalf. I mean, you pass on all these guys, and all of these receivers are better than J-Jaw. It's just horrible. But with Ben, it's like you saw the good from Ben, and then you get into the playoffs, and you just see a totally different player. It's like you're a point guard that's only passing the ball, playing defense, and not taking – you're afraid to shoot the ball. You're afraid to make – I mean, he even took a couple layups today, and he missed. He actually took out maybe one layup. I don't even remember him having more than one layup and totally missed going to the basket today. So – and when he's passing the ball so late, even not this game, but last game, when he would jump up to go make a shot, and he didn't know whether to pass it or shoot it, and before he landed on his foot, before it became a travel, he passed it so late, it was just so awkward. You know what I mean? It was just so awkward. Since 85, Philly should do the right buy Embiid and trade him to ATL for Solomon Hill. That way he gets to play with a dog and Trey. I like Hill a lot. I like Hill a lot. I think he's a good player, but I mean, I don't think Joel's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere. So, Quan Carr says Ben Simmons needs. All right, I got it, guys. All right, he got timed out. Quan Carr says Ben Simmons needs his off-season workouts at Grettisford to learn how to get physical and some heart. He shouldn't have to learn. We've already seen good things from Ben Simmons. Like we know how he could play, but he's not being that player. Like that's, I don't know. Philly H21 says Joel 31 points, Harris 24 points, Curry 16 points, and Simmons have no effort at all. Like even though we all even with Tobias Harris, we dog on him sometimes too, but at least he's being at least you're productive. I mean, just at least you're productive compared to Ben. It's a joke. It's a total joke right now. It really is. We got a super chat from Gleam Blaze, the Fly Eagle. Thank you very much, man. He says, could we get Dame for Tobias Harris, Maxey, 2 first-round picks, pair him with Seth, and keep Ben as a point forward? I think with a trade like that, I mean, I don't really like that trade that much. I don't think you have to get rid of Tobias. Maxey, you got a player that has a lot of promise right now, and keeping Ben here just to change he's got to be what he was supposed to be. Okay, he's not a guy that's gonna get you 40 points a game, but he's got to be aggressive to the basket, and he just got to, I can't even describe it. Like it's so easy to what he should be here, but. I can't even believe that the coaches would allow him to play like this. I just don't get it. I'm trying to figure it out in my brain, but I'm thinking too hard, where I don't have to think hard about it. You know what I mean? Sean Woodall says that game was embarrassing. Right on. Dragonfire says, I don't know how people ran out of toilet paper during the pandemic. I just used all the Simmons jerseys in the dumpster. Oh, my God. He's not getting any love right now, I'll tell you that. Richie FC, Philly lost 11-2 to the San Francisco Giants. Larry Edwards says, now you're playing 5-on-4 with Ben. That was terrible. Yeah, terrible for Ben. He was scared for success. I don't know if he was scared for success, but he's just showing no heart at all. He's showing no emotion. At least if he showed he got mad during a game, okay, so he is upset at himself. At least he's trying, he knows that he's not playing well. Don't go to the media and just say you have to work on some things. That's gonna make it all better by telling the fans that I need to work on some things. Losing Danny Green was huge. That was just big. He went down. I was like, is it a big deal? Nah, and then down the road, I'm like, a couple games down the road, I'm like, yeah, Danny Green not being on the court is really hurting this team right now. Adrian Ferndo says, I saw this coming, the Hawks having played great. I was excited about this game tonight, but I didn't have a good feeling. I didn't care if we were home. I didn't care what I didn't care about the fans or being home. I just said, if the Sixers are the Hawks are going to capitalize on the Sixers' mistakes, and they did. They did. They're just coached. They're just a well-coached team. They're just coached better, and just every player from the Hawks played well tonight. Really. I mean, pretty much every player did well tonight. They distributed the ball to each other very well. A lot of hero ball guys. I mean, Joel Embiid, like, he's playing on the torn meniscus. Like, I give him, like, look, I love the guy. I have nothing against what he does. Like, if Joel wants to take the shot and he misses, you let him take the shot. If he thinks sometimes he thinks he has to win the game, which I can respect, because if he sees that this team, he's not afraid to call players out. Obviously by tonight, he's not afraid, but it's unfortunate, man. Devontae Graham says, who's honestly going to take Ben and pick up that big contract? We might be stuck with him, guys. They could be, but there might be another team out there that might pick it up and say, we know we could turn Ben around. It just depends on the team and what they think of the whole situation at the end of the day. Chris Nace is listening to Joey talk about Simmons is crazy, similar to Carson at the end of the season. We've already seen what he could be, but he's not being that player. Yeah, just like Carson Wentz. Like, I think he does. Like, even him going to the Colts, I think he still has talent, but his attitude is if you're just mentally weak in a pro league anywhere, it doesn't matter what sport it is, like, you're not going to survive. Especially in this city, you're not going to survive. Playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, you're not going to survive. Or playing for the Sixers, you're not going to survive either. So there's only so much you could take and so much you could do. 3 says Simmons needs to relax and smoke before the game. No, that'd probably make him worse, honestly. He's too calm during games. I don't think making him more calm is going to make him better. Adrian Verndo says Bennett has always been in the NBA for the money. Sean Woodall says we got to get someone else in here. That's the first line of business. My first line of business right now is trading Ben Simmons, and looking and jumping early on these free agents, or jumping early on guys that are honestly wanting out of their teams. That's what I'm looking for. Adrian Vernon and doing a Jenner. Larry Edwards says you have 7 games to be better for Ben, but that's what I'm saying. Like, see, in football, it's so different. It's like it's one game and it's done. You know what I mean? Like, you have games, like you have time during the football season to get better. You practice for a whole week. Obviously you only practice for like a day. It'll cut a day to 2 days at basketball. You know what I mean? So you have time to switch up what you're doing. Like, whether it's like that night, even after the playoff game, you could sit and shoot something or practice with the team. Or, I mean, you could do the little extra things that make you better. But obviously it didn't matter to him. I don't know. John Fryer, I saw a father give Simmons jersey to his son. I proceeded to all CPS on a father, and I'm now the father for the kid and got him an AI jersey. Devontae Graham says, I think it was about the money, too. That's unfortunate, man. There's no loyalty in sports. That's just unfortunate. Matt, we says, time to play some video games, get my mind off this, and look forward to the positive things I got coming this week, like seeing Fast 9 Thursday and giving away my friend's birthday party pool Saturday. Yeah, I mean, let's just wait until training camp for the Eagles. That's all we have to look forward to. Jock says, Ben Wentz Simmons after the game says, I'm going to go look at film. Yeah, right? Larry Edwards said he didn't want it. Shaw was right. Rich MC, Ben could have got technical fouls to inspire the crowd, drew charges, and got the Hawks in foul trouble. Chris B says, Hawks, baby. Congrats, man. Congrats to the Hawks, bro. They deserved it. They did. Like, even if the Sixers won by an inch tonight, would you really have any faith of them facing Milwaukee? I mean, do you really have faith in them even after this game? Even if they won, did you really have faith in the Sixers really making any type of other noise? Like you're not going to get away with wins like how they did even last game. I mean, they had a better fourth quarter last game, and they pulled out that win. I thought they had a better fourth quarter, but guys, like you're not just going to squeeze by playing like this. You're not. Spurs till I said Ben cost the Sixers this series being a liability. I guarantee you any player in the league take his spot, Sixers would be advancing right now. I think they're going to, if they get a superstar, I'm talking a Lillard, I don't even care at this point. Like, if they get a superstar to complement Joel Embiid, they will be a monster team. They will be a monster team next year. And if they don't do that next year, they're not going anywhere. Unfortunate. They're not doing it. Richie MC Pelicans could take Ben in exchange for Brandon Ingram. Yeah, could happen. Larry Edwards says, but this is Doc's fault too. You have 7 games. Sean, what else? What the hell was that? I don't know. What was that? What? I don't know. I'm confused right now. I have no idea what's going on. Westbrook says difference in Ben Simmons has a good team around him while Carson didn't. That I can agree with. To an extent, I can definitely agree with that. I think the Eagles have built around Jalen Hurts a lot better than they have around Carson Wentz. They weren't building around Carson Wentz the way they were building around Jalen Hurts. I mean, they got Jalen Hurts a number 1 receiver, okay, to complement Jalen Reagor. And obviously these other receivers, obviously Greg Ward and Quez Watkins and John Hightower. I mean, obviously Trevon Grimes with the injury, unfortunately, but obviously hopefully he can compete later on or get better and, show what he's got. But I agree with that 100%. I do. I think they were, I think with this coaching staff, it did help. I think Nick Sirianni was in Howie Roseman's ear. A collaborative effort with free agency, which we barely had this, only had like $3 million cap space to start a free agency. And obviously, with the draft, I think Nick had a lot to do with it. So. John Dupree said, happy Father's Day to all the daddy birds in the chat. Yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody. Whoever's a father or, hanging out with their fathers today. DC for Life, 27 says, Joey, what does Sixers going to do with Ben's contract if he gets traded this fall? I don't know. That's if they can make a deal to where they pay most of it or the other team pays most of it and they pay a certain percentage of it. I don't know how they do. In basketball, I don't know with the contracts how they do that. I don't know if it's the same as football, but Chris Davis says, huge failure. Doc Rivers Game 7 haunts this dude. Yeah. Yep, choke artist, bro. Larry Edwards says Doc did the same thing and yeah. Sean, what else is the man can't be working on his craft to bring that to the table in Game 7? Simmons got to go. It's embarrassing. Lazy Millennial says Doc, biggest choker in NBA history. Urban Sprawl says generational talent. Ben Simmons is a punk. I'm 10 years old, but I'll beat you, Ben Simmons. Sean Dupree says sorry for your loss. It's unfortunate. DC for Life says Sixers going to eat dead money for Ben contract. Probably what's going to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like no one's going to take a chance. Like at least if he played well, we wouldn't even be talking about this. You know what I mean? Even if we really wouldn't even be talking about this at all. So I don't know. Chris Nace says, "What's the crazy? Ben Simmons could still sweep the Giants alone." Chris Davis says, "Who does Philly hate more, Ben Simmons?" I don't like Carson Wentz. I'm not a fan of Carson Wentz at all. Mentally, I'm just not. I was actually sick to my stomach how he handled himself at the end of last year. Not you have people that buy your jersey, and you know what? Just a mental weak aspect of how he is, and just not wanting to be calling it quits since that Green Bay game that he was already on the way out of Philadelphia from that Green Bay benching. Like, what do you expect? Not to get benched? He should have been benched week 4 or 5 of the season. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Dragonflies of the Hawks deserve the series, though. Irvin Sproul said, I'm not going to lie, even my ding-a-ling feels smaller after this game. I feel short-changed and emasculated. I feel substantially smaller. I feel like I've lost hope. I've lost hope for the Sixers. I'm not for next year, but it really took a lot out of me this game. It really did. Like, I went to this game saying I just don't have a good feeling about it. I didn't go into this game positive, which I should have, but I didn't. And probably better that I did. But Philly 0024 says Ben is a waste of 6'10". East West 113 says should have traded for Kyle Lowry. Yeah, you know what? That trade I thought was going to happen at one point. I thought it was close, but obviously that didn't happen. So Richie FC says Ben Simmons is Sam Bradford. After Bradford's first contract, the salary structure in the NFL changed. Oh, Bradford, what bad memories that was. Urban Sprawl says Philly 0024. Ben Simmons should have been. Yeah, probably should have. Yo, Chris Purvis, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, guys. We do cover the Eagles. We might be covering more Sixers content next year. The channel is changing around a little bit. But the Eagles-wise, the Eagles season coming, you don't want to miss it. Me and Philly 500 have the Philly Shakedown podcast every Saturday at 9 p.m. When the season starts, we're going to be streaming the games. We're going to be doing, obviously, the night before the games, we're going to be doing big streams as well. So we're very excited for that. So obviously, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the stream. It does help the channel out a lot, guys, to keep this thing going. And obviously, appreciate everybody on. Obviously, it's 12:40 my time. Appreciate everybody being on this late and just, obviously going through this together. Links in the description below for if you guys want to support me much further than that. So much appreciated to everybody that's shown up tonight. So I really do appreciate everybody being here. Urban Sprawl says, I'm torching all my Sixers gear. I have the oil drum already set up. Oh, my God. This is going to get bad. Tonight's going to be bad. I want to see how many videos of Ben Simmons. I honestly want to see how many people are going to be burning their Ben Simmons jerseys. I'm telling you right now, by tomorrow morning when we wake up, there is going to be some videos out. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Chris Percy, even with Lowry, we wouldn't have been. I mean, he would have at least. I mean, with Ben, I don't know. I think with Lowry, at least here, it would have gave us a better chance. I mean, at least somewhat of a better chance at this point. You know what I mean? Matt says, hopefully Eagles give us something positive this year, and that's what I'm praying on. Philly H21 says, I am ready for Eagles season, Joey. Let's go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, dude. I am so excited for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm pumped. I am pumped about the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Jalen Hurts this offense. The swagger's going to be in this offense this year. I have tickets for the opener, too. I got tickets for the opener, so I'm really excited for that, and I can't wait to go. I'm pretty pumped about it. Larry Edwards says, sorry, this docs, we could not do it in L.A., T.Y. Lue says gets them to the WCF with Kawhi. Should have been there. Been sat Ben in Game 3, and when he choked. I thought at least put Maxey in. I mean, at least they should have just replaced Ben with Maxey, at least. I mean, that would make me happy because at the end of the night, Maxey would have done more. I don't even care. Even if Maxey shoots and he misses, like if he even gets shots, he's doing, at least he's giving it a shot. You know what I mean? Like he's at least doing better. So... Urban Sprawl says Ben Simmons has his feet up at his coffee table slurping a Capri Sun juice box. He's a bum. Dragonfire says, dude, I bet you $1 million that everybody in this chat can beat Simmons in a shooting contest. Quancar said the Sixers roster was better in 2000. I think in 2018 they were better, but obviously they were missing some. Yeah, I mean, but. It just depends how you look at it. You know what I mean? Dragonfire said, if we get Dame Dollar, we'll be balling. I hope so. Dame Dollar. Sean Whittle says, every team in the league saw the BS from Simmons tonight. We are going to get lowballed in a trade for him. Dead money city. I agree. We're going to be stuck with a dead money hit, and I don't know. We have to try to. We have to try to. I mean, the bench wise, like. If they want to tweak the bench, whatever they want to do. I don't know everybody's contract situation, but they need to get that superstar that's gonna at least at this point, compliment Joel Embiid. I feel so bad for Joel. This man is playing on a torn meniscus and is still playing well. I mean, it's crazy. Madani Kumar said, I wish we should have got Harden because we were going to send him, but the Nets sent more. Yeah, and obviously they had a lot more. They had a lot more to give up, so that trade was great. I can't believe the Nets are out of the playoffs. That's crazy, right? Adrian Verno says Simmons is better than you saw, but his has no extra in playoff. I've seen better from Ben Simmons. That's the problem I'm having. I've seen better, but he's not like he just totally changed his demeanor of how he plays the game of basketball. I mean, totally just changed. I mean, it's crazy. We got a super chat from Richie MC. Appreciate it, bro. It says, change the subject. Talk about your Ertz video. I made a Zach Ertz video the other day of just about there were some things being said in the YouTube community about that the fans aren't honoring Zach Ertz. Like if you say you want to trade Zach Ertz, you're not honoring him. That you're lowballing him and. I thought it was a bunch of BS just because, like, we've held on to a player for so long, you know what I mean? And he's a $12 million cap hit. The Eagles signed Richard Rodgers. That Dallas Goedert is on a contract year right now, so you can't bring Ben Simmons. Can you guys? We got to stop talking about Ben Simmons. Zach Ertz can't bring Zach Ertz back. It's unfortunate, but we have to let go of players. It's all about the business side. Like, I think being emotionally attached has caused the Philadelphia Eagles to be in cap hell. I mean, pretty much. I mean, when you go right to it, over $70 million in cap. Like, when you restructure players, guys, like when you restructuring is to make room for other players. Like, when you restructure a player or two, it's to make more cap space, obviously, for more moves. But when you have to restructure nonstop players and release nonstop players to get out of $70 million over the cap, that's not great. That's not how you run your franchise. That's not how you manage your cap space. That's a huge problem. If the cap goes well next year, if the owners come together for the cap next year and the cap goes up to like $208 million next year for the Philadelphia Eagles, potentially the Eagles, even if it goes down just a little bit, whatever, if it's not $208 million, if it goes down just a little bit, the Eagles could potentially have $30 to $50 million in cap space next year. On top of that, they could have 10 draft picks, 3 potential first-round picks next year, which is great. So that's going to really, if they play well this year, at least try to put their foot in the right direction. I mean, look, they don't even have to win the NFC East. I actually think they could win the NFC East this year. I think this team is going to surprise us. I think this team is going to be tough. I think this team is going to be competitive this year. I think this team is going to surprise us this year. I really do. So I'm always down to talk Philadelphia Eagles, guys. This doesn't have to be about the Sixers either, guys. Like, it's really up to everybody because, I'm here just to, we're just talking about the game, obviously. We're upset about it. We're upset at the outcome of how this series has been. So I understand. And Richie MC, thank you for that. Thank you for that statement, bro. Appreciate it. Jeffrey Todd, Seth is under contract for next year. Was solid all year. Oh, Seth Curry was great. Man, what a great trade that was, really. What a great trade. Seth is going to play very well. He really, man, when this team was not doing well, he came up with some great shots. I'm telling you. Larry says Joel is a pimp. Awesome series. Chris Purvis says Simmons is lazy. He doesn't want to work on his game. That's why he has to go. And if that's the case, then go. If he doesn't want to get better, if he's just going to say he's going to get better when he doesn't, he's got to go. If your mind is not with your franchise, you got to go. Just if he thinks for a second that he just doesn't care, I want him out of here. And I hope he doesn't care so we can get him out of here. William Dolan says Ben Simmons for the Dame must happen no matter what. Trade Ben, Maxey, and Thibault multiple first. I'd probably be fine. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. You know what I mean? If you have to do it, then do it. If it's to the point where you have to do that. Because I have trusted even with Seth and even with Green being here as well. I mean, I think you have guys that can really pull up in this, as starters for the Sixers. I mean, I think you can afford that. Maxey's like a guy that I really want to see. I think he'll just play better. I think next year, I think he has another, obviously a better offseason, and gets with the guys and just Maxey is gonna play a lot better next year. He's gonna definitely get some more recognition next year. So for the 2022 season. So Lawrence Talley says it was said a long time ago he'd never want to play basketball. That proves it. That's not good. Driving Fire Maxey is 6'1", drives more to the back than an almost 7 foot. Number 1 overall pick, Ben Simmons. That's crazy. I like Maxey. He's very twitchy. I like his quickness. He's very fast. He could run around the whole both teams. I mean, I really like that about him too. I mean, he's very twitchy with his game. F. Peter says 20 years and no NBA semifinals for the Sixers. The city is cursed. BJ said most coaches in the NBA don't make the right adjustments when they are needed. Lawrence Taylor says this is why the Kardashians left him. He has no balls. Brian Stransky says, how about Zach Ertz tweet rooting for the Sixers? Any chance he might be cracking a little for return for one more year? Brian, I don't think so. I really I don't think so. He's a $12 million. They just signed Richard Rodgers. There's no room for him anymore. That Richard Rodgers signing just explained it all. And not even just that, guys, but since he was crying so much that he wanted to come back here, the Eagles offered Zach Ertz 2 contracts. Okay, He denied both those contracts. There were speculation and rumors about him and Howie Roseman bumping heads. I don't know if that was even true, but guys, I don't know. I do not know. DC for Life says, and also watch Ben Simmons. Yeah, we were talking. Somebody was mentioning Ben Simmons earlier today that he wants to be in Philly. He wants to be here. He's got to. There are things that he has to work on. We heard it all, bro. Trust me, it's not great. Chris Purvis said the Eagles will surprise a lot of people this year. I think the Eagles will surprise a lot of people this year. Like, I don't care that we're not being talked about. That is totally fine. When we're not talked about, that is when we are the most dangerous, and I love it. Con Carr says Ertz is better than Goddard, though. In what aspect? I mean, Ertz is better than Goddard because, I think Goddard is a better. I think Goddard is a much more elite blocker. I think you could do more with Goddard anyway. Look, it's not about who has more talent. It's about Ertz is getting older. Ertz is a $12 million cap hit, and Ertz wants a big contract. Whether he's better or not, he's got to go. We need it's $8.5 million with a trade. You get in cap space back. It's $4.5 million if you release him. It's not the question is that he's better. The question is that I know this offense didn't have a great season last year, but Ertz was hurt last year. Ertz has got reliable hands. Ertz is good at the break of his route, but, other than that, he's got no yak yards. You're telling me the Eagles should give him a contract? Austin Hooper, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, bunny? You think he deserves that? A lot of Eagles fans are very sensitive about Zach Ertz, and I don't know why, and this fan base needs to wake up. Because if you want to win another championship, you got to we need to go straight to business than to be emotionally attached to these players. They offered him 2 contracts, so you know what? It is what it is. They're not giving him more. They're not giving him $15 million a year. They're not giving him crazy money like that. It's not going to happen. Richie MC worried. Does Dallas Goedert have characteristics on a Ben Simmons? Fingers crossed. This is a foolish question. No, I don't. No, it's not a foolish question, but I don't think Dallas Goedert has characteristics. No, I think he deserves an extension. I think he'll be a very great. I want to see Dallas Goedert as a number 1 finally, and this is a contract year for Dallas Goedert. Before the season ends, Dallas Goedert will get his extension. It will happen, guys. It's going to happen. Okay, it will happen. So, we'll see. William Dolan says Markel Fultz is better than Ben Simmons. Scott Lee said, I'm excited to see Hurts. I'm pumped about Jalen Hurts. Whether he's a success or a failure, guys, all I wanted was the Eagles to give him a full year evaluation, give him the chance to be that starting quarterback, and just see what he does. That's all. I'm not on the hype train. I'm on the hype train to where I want success for him and want him to play well, but I'm not going to say, he's going to be a Pro Bowler. He's going to win it. I'm not going to go that far, but you know what I mean. Reggie says, worried, does Dallas Goedert, I think we already asked this. Dragonfire says the refs are the soft. The refs are basketball is horrible, bro. You know what? How many players flop in games or complain? I love how these players try to go up to a ref and try to explain themselves. They don't care. Why are you wasting your time going up to a ref? What is the point in that? DC for Life says you should watch Joel interview. His voice and face look sad. Yeah, I bet it was. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. John Paul Flores says, let's trade Kuzma for Ben. Scrub for scrub. Damian Ramsey says, yo, Joey Shakes, 500, loyal here, love the channel. Sorry the Sixers choked. Keep it up. I appreciate Damian. And shout out to Philly 500, too. We do have the Philly Shakedown podcast every single week. He's actually coming back from vacation, I think, tomorrow or the next day. We're going to have the Philly Shakedown podcast probably this Saturday. And then I leave for vacation actually next week. I will be away for the week next week. Obviously, if something breaks, I will. I'm going to take some time off just because training camp's not here yet. And might as well take some time off and take advantage of it when it's going to get busy later on. So my nose is very itchy. I don't know why. But appreciate it, man. DC for Life choice. They also traded Sarah, Josh Richardson and Covington. Yep. Spurs till it dies said, when Philly fans started booing and throwing bottles at the end of the game, I wish it would have hit Simmons. What a bum. Yeah, that's what I knew something was going to happen at the end of that game. It's embarrassing. It's a 4 versus 5. You have one player that's not being productive. Ben could have done so much more in these 2 series. It's unfortunate. Jeffrey Todd, Maxey could run point next year or two. I hope he does. I think he will. I think he's got a potential. I know Matt just said it right here. Maxey's got the potential to be a superstar. I think he can be. I really think he can be. My nose is really itchy. Maybe it's just hot. I don't know. I agree, bro. I agree. Rose says Bun Simmons. Carson, do you think we can get Dame if Ben goes crazy in the Olympics? Maybe, if it will help. Damian Ramsey says Simmons is a bust. Dragon Fire, breaking news, Zach Ertz replaces Ben Simmons. That'd be even, I don't even know. You're going to lose a lot of speed there. Damian Ramsey said Ertz could have stayed. He could have stayed, but, got to have this. He's already got millions. How much more do you need? You know what I mean? Like, you're at the end of your career almost. I don't know how much he's going to do. He needs to go to a loaded team like the Buffalo Bills. He needs to go to a team like the 49ers, the Buffalo Bills, the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans need a tight end. Buffalo Bills need a tight end. He's got to go to like one of those teams. Those are perfect spots for him. You know what I mean? Lawrence Taylor says, why did we get Hill 3 points? I mean, look, for this game, yeah, but on Hill, for other games he's played, he's just that role player, and he's just a role player, and obviously he's got to be productive, but I think he's played good at some other games. I'm not expecting him to be fantastic every single game, but, it wasn't enough. I mean, it wasn't enough. Bryce Stevie says Ben Simmons is a verb. Jerry Todd says, I wish we would get Dame, but he likes Blazers organization. Yeah, but you know what? Enough might be enough. You may think that now, but he might, if he has opportunity and he thinks he'll have an opportunity to play better somewhere else and win multiple championships, let him do it. You know what I mean? It might happen. KPM says Simmons to the Hornets for Malik Monk and 2 second-round picks. That's interesting. I'm excited. We're gonna take a look at this and see what happens down the road. But I'm pretty excited. I am. I'm excited to see what they do, and I hope he's gone. I really do. Damian Ramsey said Goddard is a beast. Watch. I agree with you, bro. Lawrence Taylor says Korkmaz 5 points. Got to go. Yeah, he should have made more. He missed a lot of shots tonight. Korkmaz missed a lot of shots tonight. Hill, Korkmaz. I mean, it was pretty much Joel Embiid, Seth, and obviously Tobias Harris. That was your offense tonight. We needed more. We needed a lot more. Chris Purvis says Maxey should have been kept in the game. He played hard defense on Trae Young. Plus, he would have given the Sixers an outside threat, and he would have done more than Ben Simmons. So, Bryce Stevie said the next time you're at the gym and a guy wants to just pass, call him a Ben Simmons. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. Damian Ramsey says Goddard is better than Ertz. I think now he is. I think he will now as a number one. He will be. John Fire says Shannon Sharks could use Ben Simmons. Chris Burris, I say trade Ertz for some secondary help. Lawrence Taylor says Doc is a bad coach. You don't look at the production of players. He needs to go. Larry Edwards says trade Damian for Ben. Nathan Rizzo says Dallas will have 600 to 700 plus receiving yards, 10 touchdowns. That's a big year, bro. That's a big year and a guaranteed payday. Bray Stevie said, when life gives you lemons, it's cool. It's just a Ben Simmons. Damian Ramsey says, I agree, Nathan. Steve says, Sixers are trash. Ben got to go. Can't hit free throws. Save his life. Should have traded Ben Simmons for Harden. And when you look back at it now, you wish it happened. Quentin Carson will gladly take Ertz at Santa Clara. Brian Staransky says, Simmons to the Lakers for Kuzma. Straight up deal. Jeffrey Todd, breaking news, Ben Simmons leaves the Sixers to join the circus. Lawrence Kelly says they will have to give up more than Ben Simmons for Damian. Oh, that's 100%. I mean, they'd have to give up a lot. Richie FC says Kuzma also was with Kendall Jenner. Bray Stevie said the next weird draft, just say they pulled a Ben Simmons. We got Super Delmo says, I'm back. Welcome back, bro. Kane says fire Elton, Doc, and trade Ben. Playing with games says what is Atlanta's chances to take it all? I got them for 125-1 at the beginning of the. They've got a good. We're gonna see. We got a good team. Wait, what's going on with the chat? Oh, what's happening? Oh, we're good. We're good. Never mind. I thought we were. My screen just did something weird. Lawrence Taylor says all we need is a cornerback. Yes, and you know what? It's so unfortunate that we have to wait. We actually have to wait. We have to depend on this Zach Ertz. This is why we can't be in cap hell every single year. This is why you can't hold on to players for too long and keep giving them, restructuring and kicking the can. All Howie has been doing since the Super Bowl is kicking the can down the road. Saving money now, getting more cap space now to get a bigger cap hit later. That's what you do when you restructure. You give more guaranteed money up front, and you obviously less the cap number. And then the bigger cap numbers happen down the road. That's why restructures are bad when you have to do that nonstop every single year. This is why when your draft picks don't work, okay, your draft picks are not being developed right by your coaching staff, which Doug didn't do a good job with development. Doug was just running his offense every single week. Jim Schwartz was allowing Nate Gary to be in games and not knowing how to use cornerbacks, not knowing when to blitz, and not blitzing at all. Putting, a picket fence defense, letting these corners, letting these receivers have free release off the line, letting these corners have 10, 15 yards off the receivers. I don't know why. BTC, I'm trying to sleep, but these voices are echoing on the walls and in the hallway. They keep saying the Sixers can't make it past the second round of the playoffs over and over again. Brack Schultz, if anything, this proved that Ben and Rudy are the most overrated players on the planet. Supposedly the two best defenders getting exposed on both sides can't win with one-dimensional players. No, you can't. You definitely can't. Not when you're in the playoffs. You can't have a guy that's one-dimensional. Everyone's got to be on the same page. John Farr says Kyle Kuzma, Simmons, Tyler Harrow, and Kristaps Porzingis will be killer in China. Vladimir says Ben Simmons is an undercover Hawk. Medic 2PA, the Hawks were the better team. Oh, 100%. They were more hungry. They were well coached, and they just played better. I mean, that's definite. That's definitely definite. Can't agree more. Giant Fire says, if my son asks me why it's important to practice, we'll say to him, it's because you don't become Simmons. I like this guy. He says some cool things. NBA Gurus trade Ben Simmons for G.J. McCollum. Okay. Franklin from Los Angeles says, too big for nothing centers. Good. We got a super chat from Philly the podcast. Wait. Oh, the Philly Talk Podcast. Sorry. I'm getting these names. I'm sorry, Mike, but these names I can't because I talk about I always go in these streams. I see Philly Talk About, just never mind. Never mind saying anything. But the Philly Talk Podcast says Ben Simmons trash. It's horrible, man. Hopefully we can get together soon for a stream, my guy, and maybe talk about the Sixers or whatever you want to do. But if you guys haven't subscribed to Philly Mike, that is the host of the Philly Talk Podcast. He does interviews. He covers the Sixers. He covers the Eagles as well. So give him some support. Do appreciate that. He does a really good job. You know what I mean? So, but thanks, dude. It's unfortunate, man. It's just crazy. Brian says trade Ben to the Hawks for the refs. Raid Davey says Rivers has to go. I agree. Damian Rams says yes. Brian Butler would have been clutch and won that game. I mean, he literally would have just would have been a great dynamic piece. In your lineup, you know what I mean? It would have just done more. Like, that's what I said. Even putting Maxey out there and having Ben sit on the bench, like, at least if, like, Maxey's shooting and he's not making them or missing them, whatever it is, at least he's somewhat being, I don't know, at least he's somewhat being productive. He's doing more than what Ben's doing out there, so. Brand Axis says Atlanta all the way. Nitro Freak with Super Chat. What's going on, man? He says, where are these Sixers creators at? Overrated. I think RB stream earlier. I forgot. And then I wasn't able to watch. I was busy watching. I really wasn't on too many streams today. But it's just, this is why I don't overhype these teams. And because before the playoffs happened, when the Sixers, unfortunately, they were facing some bad teams, but they were honestly they almost gave up these big leads. They were getting leads, but they were almost giving up those leads. And then when the playoffs came, I warned everybody and said, look, if this happens during the playoffs, they're not going to survive against a good team. And unfortunately, I thought it was going to happen earlier, the first series against the Wizards, but it happened against Atlanta. So we saw the truth of what this lineup is with Doc Rivers being a choke artist and obviously Ben Simmons just changing the way he's playing and just not being productive. It's literally a 4-on-5. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. It stinks, honestly. But Nitro, appreciate it. If you guys haven't subscribed to Nitro Freak either, he does probably the most realistic Philadelphia Eagle fan. I'm talking realistic, like doesn't sugarcoat anything. Go to his channel and check him out, guys. He has Fly Like an Eagle podcast. He does that with a couple guys as well during the season. He does cover the Eagles. He does cover the Sixers. And I think he does some Flyers as well. I'm not sure. But please, if you guys haven't, check him out. I do appreciate that. It's one of the best guys out there, most realistic guys out there. I have to say. Well, I'll tell you how he sees it. So, Ray Davis says Simmons, Eagles laughing all the way to the bank. He's not too scared to deposit his millions. Oh, of course not. Oh, with depositing his millions, why not? Why not? You know what I mean? Of course not. NBA Guru says Ben Simmons has played his last game as a Sixer. Fact, and I hope so, and I pray that he has. Lawrence Taylor says after someone let us know what draft pick the Sixers have. Chris Purvis says another superstar with Embiid, and we will win the title. Tweak the bench just a little. I think you just have to tweak. I think with the bench, you just got to tweak it. I think it's an actually pretty good bench. Just tweak it a little bit, and I think just get that superstar to complement Joel Embiid. And obviously they have to figure out Doc Rivers. I don't know what the answer is to Doc Rivers. I really don't. Is it more Doc Rivers, or is it more of the players that he has that aren't giving him the maximum potential to make that lineup successful? I think that's what you got to look at there too. Richie FC said, why can't Land Anderson get his mom a Mercedes yet? Pay the man. We're still waiting on that contract, and unfortunately, we only have $5 million. So as of right now, the Eagles only have, I think, $5 million in cap space right now. So we'll see. Ray Davis says Simmons equals laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah, we already read that. Eagles champs, what's going on, man? It says Ben Simmons, such an overrated player, waste of a roster spot. You just took it right out of my mouth. Definitely. Lawrence Taylor says it has to be Embiid and Damian. Simmons equals 5 point in Game 7. It's disgusting. Korkmaz played bad. Just bad. I don't know. A lot of missed shots, wide open shots. I mean, there were some missed shots. JC0317 says, can't wait to see Ben Simmons on the Leone Flying Leopards next season. What? I don't know what that is. Is that a show? Jesus. DC for Life 27 says Ben and Tobias are overpaid. I think so. Tobias is like productive, but he's not productive every game. You know, when Joel Embiid is in foul trouble or he just doesn't play well, I expect Tobias Harris to pick up the pieces. And then if he doesn't pick up the pieces, then I have to put the game on Ben Simmons' shoulders, which I do not trust that either. So, Aiden Keeks has been a couple first-rounders for Beal. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't actually mind that at all. Lawrence Taylor says, please let AI pick the players we get. We have Mr. Alpha Lorian says, hey guys, just use this as a practice for disappointment for the Eagles season coming up. You'll know how we do, Philly. I don't want to think that the Eagles are going to do bad this year. I mean, I'm always optimistic, you know what I mean? But I actually think the Eagles will actually surprise us this year. I'm not saying they're going to be in the NFC Championship game, but Jerry Tots Embiid and Dane Eagles NBA title. I believe that. Definitely. There is 141 people in the chat, guys. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We cover the Eagles, and obviously we're going over the Sixers game tonight. We'll have more news on if I'm covering other Sixers for next year. We might. I've been thinking about to expand the channel a little bit. So cover the Eagles. If you guys, Eagle season is coming. I do live streams. I do everything. We do everything here. Videos pretty much daily, every single day. If you guys haven't checked out, me and Philly 500 do the Philly Shakedown podcast every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We will most likely be doing it this week. So if you guys haven't checked it out, check the description below. We have memberships for people that want to support a lot more. And that's pretty much it, guys. We're just obviously going over this loss. The Sixers are done. They're out of the playoffs. And, you know, we're looking forward to bigger and better things with the Philadelphia Eagles and obviously with more sports on our way. So appreciate everybody being here tonight and just supporting. So appreciate it. Philly Fan D says, find a way to get Steph Curry. And I wouldn't mind that either. You know, I really wouldn't mind that. Maybe to play with his brother. Maybe that will help. Maybe will help out there. Aiden Keek says, Daryl has to bring either Beal or Dame to Philly package Ben and a couple first rounders. I mean, at this point, I mean, they should at least try. We need someone to persuade these guys to come here. I mean, they go to other teams. These great players go to other teams. They create these super teams. But at the end of the day, you know, it's unfortunate. But we need to, you know, I think Joel Embiid will be enough for someone to want to come here. God, who doesn't want to play with Joel Embiid? I mean, at least imagine if you bring in another player that has the same attitude and mindset and skill set as Joel, obviously at a different position. I mean, that would just be fantastic. It really would. Eagles champ said, I want to trade him for some picks for not winning a title. Ben Simmons, like another Carson, overpaid. I agree with that, unfortunately. Or says Simmons wants to play soccer. Yeah, you might as well. He can give the ball to other players, except he's kicking the ball to other players. Oh, man, this is just a headache. This is a headache talking about this with Ben. It really is. Like, how embarrassing was that? Free throw shooting. No mid-tier shots. I mean, just passing the ball, like no confidence, just not showing that he's mad at himself, not showing that he's got any type of emotion. You got to have emotion while you play in Philly, man. You got to have some emotion. You got to show it, man. And he just seems too calm. I'm getting paid. I don't care how I play, and this is how. And I have to. There's some things. There are some things I have to work on. What is that about? What is that about? That's just insane, man. That's just insane. Ray Davies has a problem with no one wants Simmons. Get rid of Harris too. You know, I think there could be a possibility Harris can go. Could be. They could get someone that's better on a cheaper deal or playing as good as him, but on a cheaper deal. You know what I mean? And King said, I think we should sign Larry to place Danny Green. I like Danny Green. I think Danny Green's been very good. I wouldn't mind that either, you know, for Kyle Lowry, but I think Danny Green, when he's been in, he's been on point too. Draft Farge, I just picture me as an old man asking my grandkids what day it is and say the 25th, and I start having vitamin flashbacks and die heart attack. Insert who did this to me emoji. Oh, I'm missing some super chats. Am I missing super chats? Why am I missing this? Did I miss super chats? Oh my God, I'm so sorry if I did. Huh. I think I missed some stuff. That's weird. StreamYard is so weird it does that. Oh, no, I didn't. Never mind. I'm getting confused. It's showing up a different color on here. All right, never mind. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to miss that. When people send anything, I don't want to miss anything. You know what I mean? In case if we had a point guard who could should we beat the Hawks? I think we would have beat them earlier. If you had it, you got one guy in your lineup that's not being productive. That's the problem I'm having right now. That's just it kills me. Philly Girl 76. What's going on, Philly Girl? She says, I would ask what's good, but not good news to wake up to. It's not. It's not good news at all. It's horrible news. Eagles fan, someone will trade for Simmons, just doesn't fit Philly, and he and B doesn't work well together. No, I mean it doesn't. I don't think Simmons is going to work well anywhere because he can't because he's not shooting the ball. He's just passing the ball and he's just playing defense and he can't shoot free throws and teams are going to take advantage. What is with him? He can't even make a free throw. Like what's the deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal with him not making free throw shots? Like, it's already enough that you're embarrassing yourself not taking those mid-tier. You're passing the ball like you're in midair and you're just like gonna shoot, but then you pass the ball. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get what he's doing. So, I don't know. Terry Todd said Rivers is a good coach. He can't shoot the ball for Ben. No. Jose Penn says, Joey said, the Lightning Leopard are a team in China featuring in 2K. The joke is Ben getting demoted like a trash player in 2K. Okay. I have no idea. I don't play 2K. I don't even play. I mean, I used to play Madden. I don't anymore. But, yeah, that's all aside. Just E says, Ben Simmons is a disgrace to all the hardworking Americans that pay for tickets, cable bills, merchandise to support this loser. It's unfortunate. I feel bad whoever has his jersey. I really do. It's unfortunate. Chris Purvis says the ball should have been in Curry's hands down the stretch. Yeah, I think so. Or somebody else that we know would have. I don't know. more of a chance. Ray Davis says, get rid of Rivers. Only 2 shots from Maxey, he takes him out. Yeah, I saw that. He took him right out of the game. Yeah, it's got to be a coaching aspect, too. It's got to be a coaching aspect. Why are they allowing Ben Simmons to play like this? Why are they allowing Ben Simmons to play like this? He's promising us, 2 games ago, he's like, I promise I'm going to be more aggressive. He's going to be more aggressive to pass the ball. He's going to, look like he's getting past somebody to get to the basket and shoot, and then he just passes the ball. Good job. That's awesome. Great job. And he said, yeah, Rivers can't help when he has a point guard who is a bricklayer. Yeah. It's unfortunate. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army, and Damian Ramey. Appreciate it, bro. You're going to enjoy it here. Much love, dude. You are going to become a moderator for the channel. Obviously, become a member of the channel. You will get a wrench. So I do appreciate that, Damian. Much love, man. You're going to enjoy it here. Much love, dude. Got Chris Purvis says, if you are a PG, you should have an outside shot and be decent at the line. At worst, Simmons is no PG. No, he's not. No. What is he? What is he? He shouldn't be starting. That's what he shouldn't be doing. Unfortunately. Got Ian King. The days of saying Ben's defense outweighs lack of ability to score is over. No, it's done now. Now it's if they keep him on the roster next year, I don't even know what to say. I think you just give up on this franchise for next year, because if that's what you're gonna, if playoff Ben Simmons is what you're gonna see next year, it's not good. Richie MC said nepotism on Rivers. His son's coming to Philly next season. Oh, really? Ray Davis says Simmons has the millions in the bank account, so he doesn't care. That's what a lot of people said earlier in the chat, and I agree with that, man. I really do. I agree with that. Eagles chances. I want Russell Westbrook. Yeah, Westbrook wouldn't be a bad player either. I mean, we could probably go better than Russell Westbrook, to be honest, if we really want to make it interesting. We got Tucker Desco says Sixers need Kyle Lowry. I think that's definitely another option down on the table. Eagles Uncensored, what's going on, man? He says changes have to be made if they want to get a future next year. That's facts. I agree. If you guys haven't checked out Eagles Uncensored, he is a new Philadelphia Eagles content creator as well. He just started, and he's doing actually really well. So if you guys haven't checked his channel out, sub him up and like his videos, check his videos out. Eagles Uncensored. He's, everything's uncensored on his channel, so everything is hardcore. Say whatever you want. You don't get judged, and you guys will enjoy it. Seriously, you guys will enjoy it over there. Aiden King says Russ sucked at the playoffs with Wiz. I don't want him. He shot like 30%. BJ McKinney says Doc didn't want Trey to get hot. That's why he kept Simmons in. I know, but at the same time, it's like you don't want him to get hot, but at the same time, it's like you got to play defense on this guy. You know what I mean? Like you need to get shots. Like you need something. Like you're telling me they only kept Ben in the game because they needed him on Trae Young. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. I mean, then it's like, yeah, you're doing something good, but then it's like you got no productivity. It's a 4-on-5 with your lineup. I mean, that's where that's the confusion I'm getting right now. You know what I mean? We got a new member in the building, and Jeffrey Todd. Appreciate you joining the Shake Squad Army, bro. Much love to you, man. You're gonna enjoy it here. Thank you very much, dude. Much appreciated. Let me do this real quick, and we're good. Appreciate it, man. Much love, dude. We got a super chat from Mike215. Says sign Lowry and trade for Zach LaVine. I thought Zach LaVine could have been. I thought last year there was a lot of rumors about LaVine this past year earlier in the season. I thought there was a good chance, but obviously it didn't happen. So it didn't happen. It did not happen. Chris Purse said Larry can't shoot and he plays hard defense. All better than Ben. I think anyone's going to be better than Ben at this point. But so what if they keep Ben? What if Ben looks like a different player? Like, this is what I don't get. Like, how do you change the way? Like, how do you change the way you play from regular season to the playoffs? That's what I like mentally. Like, what happened? Like, what happened? Like, the coaches didn't do that to him. He did that to himself. Whatever he's doing, he did it to himself. Okay, so. I don't know. Ray Davis says, I feel bad for Joel. I do. I feel horrible. Tore meniscus, and he's playing his butt off. It's crazy. Facha did come in. Hold on the Philadelphia, bro. Greetings from Argentina. Yo, Argentina. Damn, that's crazy. Appreciate it, man. That's far, bro. Eagles that said, watch Embiid ask for a trade. He's going to want to be with his boy. Went to Miami Heat. I don't know. I don't think Embiid's going anywhere. Now everyone's going overboard with this. Like, just because Embiid has some bad things to say about Ben, but he's not going to wuss out and go to another team right now. I don't think it's going to happen. Kyle said 3 shots total in 7 quarters from your point guard is unacceptable. That can't happen. No, it's really embarrassing. I mean, this guy shouldn't be here. This guy's got to go. And I think Joey can be a better shooter than Ben on the floor. I played basketball for a long time. I played football. I played football. I never played on a team for basketball. I played a lot of street ball back in the day. I'm not great at it, but I could probably do better. Maybe. We'll see. Chris Purse said Ben Simmons is scared at the moment. He is no superstar. He's not even close to that, bro. Brian Saransky says, trade Ben Simmons and 3 first-round picks to New Orleans for Zion. I heard this. It'll make Zion's parents happy to get him out of New Orleans and send Ben back home since he came from LSU. That's crazy. You know what? Because I saw the news about Zion's family. Like, they don't like how they're treating him. I guess, I don't know. I guess the way they're using him or whatever. So there could be a chance Zion could leave New Orleans. So that's something we have to look out for as well. That's going to be interesting. York Baller says Simmons is awful. You and me both, bro. I think everyone can agree in this chat right now. Kyle, every year we say, what if he gets a shot over the summer, and every year he regresses instead of progressing? It's time to move on before Embiid loses a step or gets more serious injury. Yeah, the one thing I could say about Embiid is he's very injury prone. He is very injury prone. But man, that guy is a fighter. That guy fights through injury. That guy fights through anything that's any type of adversity that's put in front of him. And B just takes care of it. And I have to give him the amount of times he falls on the floor, he hit his knee. He gets back up, he gets back in the game, he puts his head down and he plays. I have to give him respect for that. You know what I mean? Aiden says Daryl won't let Embiid leave. They will trade the moon and get a superstar like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, Daryl is not just gonna let Embiid walk out the door. Like, he's gonna be like, hey, what do we need to do to make you happy? And what we're gonna figure this out. Like, they got to make him feel comfortable, make him feel wanted, and do all that. What they're supposed to do as what their job is. That's what they have to do. York Ball said put Simmons at the 4. Jacob Lamb says Atlanta went to the ECF in 2015, rebuilt, and then went to the ECF again in the time of the process started. Matt Weeks says, I actually want to get back into basketball. I used to play it years ago. I love basketball. I used to play basketball in high school. I played basketball. I played football in college. I played football in college, but I played basketball. I did a little bit of wrestling just so I could keep myself in shape all year. Like, I did full court basketball just to do that, so it was great. Eagles champ says 2 words, Jimmy Butler. Chris Purse says Embiid isn't going anywhere. He took on the name as the process. He is the main star. I'm not worried about that. I'm really not worried about that at all. Eagles fan, why didn't we pay Butler instead of Simmons? Butler wanted out. Butler didn't like what was going on with the franchise. He wanted to be the main piece to another team to build around, and that's what happened. Dragonfire says if Embiid loses 2 more years in a row in the playoffs, then he will want to leave. Well, I think in the future he'll want to leave, like probably in a couple years, maybe if we don't go in the right direction. Probably not. Kyle says Butler wanted out because he didn't want to play with Ben. Yeah, that's true. El Fadja says, are you from Philadelphia? I am not. I've actually been a New Yorker my whole life. I've been to Philadelphia a million times, but I am a New Yorker. I have to deal with Giant fans, Jet fans. I got to deal with, everybody. So I'm holding it down in New York for you guys, okay? I'm holding it down. Connor Piece of Simmons to Minnesota. Jerry Todd says, JoJo playing hard as he can with a busted knee. Ben let him down. I would be upset too. Yeah, it's if I was injured and, I saw the way – because theoretically, like, you think these other players are looking at Ben, they're saying, oh, he did all he could tonight. That's a load of BS. There's just no way. We got Richie MC with the super chat. Appreciate bases. May 27 Simmons tweet. I'm just here to win. How, Ben? It's unfortunate, bro. Chris Purvis says Embiid tried to get Simmons to work on his game. He didn't do it. So the next step is to send him on his way. Pack your bags and good luck to you wherever you go. Good luck to you wherever you go. Eagles Champ says Butler wanted out because of Ben Arcega-Whiteside. Oh, my God. Ben Arcega-Whiteside. That's a new name. That's a new name we can call Ben. Guys, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Dragon Fires Richie, I just saw that. He just said that on Twitter. That's crazy. That's just insane. Wow. I just can't believe it. Aiden King says to switch off to Simmons for a second. How the hell did Seth Curry never have a starting job before Philly? He literally a mini version of his brother, and he's clutch. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, he never was like a pure starter. And like, look what the Sixers turned him into. Like, man, he got his chance and he ran with it. I mean, he's one of the more bigger focal points to this team. I mean, thank God. Someone said in the chat earlier he's got one more year on his contract. Thank God. I mean, that's a piece, and maybe he can get his brother here. I mean, it could happen. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, that would be a dream for him probably, but that would be great. Jerry Todd says Ben is Sixers version of the Umbrella Man. Eagles champ says Ben Wentz's maybe. Dragonfire says no. He said that a while ago. No, right now. Oh, he said that a while ago. Okay, that's crazy though. Jose Ben says Ben J Jaw. Ben Jaw. Oh, my God. Braden Landis says Ben Simmons is that Carson Wentz of the NBA. That's horrible. That's just horrible. Crazy. Jose Pence says Ben Wentz. Dragonfire says Ben Keith Van Horn. God. And he says Carson Wentz is 100% better than Simmons. Stop it. I think he is. I think Carson has played better in the city at a different sport than he has, but that's just I think that's true. I'm not gonna go crazy and say he hasn't. Chris here says bring Ben to LA. LeBron will fix him. It's like, how do you get there shouldn't have been like we had to fix anything. Like he was fine before the playoffs started. Like the earlier this year he was very aggressive to the basket with his great passing ability and doing so much on the court. Like there wasn't any problem. Like there shouldn't be a problem. Did something in his brain just disappear? Like did that part of his brain just disappear where he has no idea how to shoot a basketball? Like I don't know what fixing, like quote unquote, what is fixing Ben Simmons? Like there shouldn't be anything to fix. Like what's the problem? You know what I mean? Like I don't know where the problem is. It's just I'm confused. Kelly said, hey, don't insult Keith Van Horn like that. Nathan Mark says Embiid can't be taking all the shots from the three, and Tyrese Maxey deserves a shot. Ben Simmons is a bum. Man, I don't care if he plays defense. Needed an umbrella. Trae Young rained on him the whole series, and I think he did too. And on top of it, with Embiid shooting those threes, like Embiid in his mind is saying, I got to take this game over, and I have to try to get my team above water. And if he misses a couple shots, it is what it is. I mean, he missed those free throw shots. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I can't rip on Joel because he's trying to win. Like, if he sees his team is struggling, maybe him making a shot is going to uplift the team a little bit and get them more coordinated to, make those shots. He's trying to take the game over. I got to give him respect for that. If he misses a couple shots, I'm like, I get mad, but it is what it is. Joel Embiid was very loose with the ball today. He wasn't protecting it too well. The passing wasn't good today. We look sloppy. The passing, I mean, they're just like passing. They're like kind of just looking at each other like, or who am I giving it to? What, that's what I was seeing from this how they were kind of running the court today. I just, that's what I was really thinking today, unfortunately. It's just unfortunate. Dragonfire says, I'll never forget Keith Van Horn pick and certain jump off building emoji. Richie FC says, just waiting for Ben Arrogance to show on Twitter. If he was smart, well, he would have not be Ben, though. He would show Philly he working on free throws tomorrow, and which is probably not going to. And he didn't even show before the game tonight, he was shooting some mid-tier shots. Like, he was actually shooting some mid-tier shots today. Why? I don't know, because it didn't happen in the game today, so... Full Montana says, bust the process. That's unfortunate, bro. Aiden King said, with Ben, it's a mentality when he wants to be aggressive on the offense and drive to the net. He could do it, just chooses not to do it so 90% of the time. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with it. I mean, there was time, even not this game, but last game. Remember, he was driving to the basket, and he just, like, jumped to go, like, shoot, and, like, he just, like, kind of stopped himself from jumping and kind of just like threw the ball, like just passed the ball. Like, why don't you just take the shot? What is wrong? What is your problem? The other team, whether it was the Wizards, whether it was Atlanta, they're fouling you. They're fouling Ben Simmons because they know he can't shoot free throws. You're already embarrassing yourself that you can't shoot free throws. And then when you're trying to get aggressive to the basket, you stop and you pass the ball. And as soon as you get the ball when you're going down court, you're already automatically passing it. You run away, and then that's it. I feel like you're not even in the offense. I feel like you're not even in the lineup. I mean, it's just to think this hard about this is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? We got Brian Saransky, Ben Simmons for the Washington Generals. Eagles champ says, now LeBron James would throw a fit because Ben Simmons doesn't want to get better. He thinks he knows it. Sauce Sensei Master Drip Lord says, Ben Simmons is a professional trash can. Chris Jeff says, coups for Ben straight up. Who says no? I mean, I'm not complaining about it. Chris Purvis says, Ben Simmons has had years to work on a jumper. He doesn't want to put in the work. Is that true, guys? Is he not working to his full potential? Is he putting in extra work? Like, I always see some guys on this team like Howard or like guys like after practice, even when the regular season was here, those guys were shooting around. You know what I mean? Like Ben, Maxey was shooting around. Like, you know what I mean? Then I've never seen that with Ben. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Dragonfire says, I agree. He wants to be Mr. Hollywood, but doesn't work on his game. I agree with you 100%. Ian King says, everyone's saying Maxey should start. I don't think he should. I just think he's very good backup to a legit superstar PG. He's a very good sixth man. I mean, if they even gave him a chance, I wouldn't even mind it at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're going to see a really good player in Maxey next year. We just got to see where his game is at next year, really, and then you kind of figure it out from there. But it's not enough. I still think you need to get that superstar to complement Joel Embiid. I want to see if there's a guy out there that's thinking, man, I want to play with Joel Embiid. Like, me and him together, same mindset, want to win. Our skill sets will complement each other, and we're gonna win multiple championships. Like, that's what I want to see from a guy that wants to come to Philadelphia, to the Sixers, and want to play with Joel Embiid. That's what I'm looking for. We got a super chat from Damian Ramsey. Appreciate it, bro. He says, hopefully the process works for our birds. Hats off, Joey, for being a New York Philly fan. That sounds really bad, but I'll take it, though. I'll take it, though. But, yeah, no, I hope it does for the Eagles' sake. Look, like, for me, for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2021, for me, this is like our building block year. This is like a year to where I'm looking for those building block pieces for the Philadelphia Eagles. You find those building block pieces. You get rid of more dead weight. You know, you're gonna be training some veterans next year. It's gonna happen. I have a big feeling about it. We have to see how much development our draft picks do have, and then this team is gonna be even younger in 2022. On top of everything else, okay, you got 10 draft picks, 3 potential first round picks. You can have $30 million to $50 million in cap space. You got a big chance to really do some good things. So. I'm excited about the Eagles season. I am. I'm pumped for it. So, Damian, thank you very much, man. Mario Gonzalez says never should have paid Ben unless the organization saw he was dedicating himself to improving his shot. He's never struggled in his life, and that's why he has no desire to be great. It's hard for players. You know what? At the same time, you are right about that. When you've never struggled your life, and when something happens and you do struggle, it doesn't make you want to work harder for what you're doing. You just say, "Oh, I'm struggling, so whatever. I'm just going to keep struggling, and the fans are going to get whatever they're getting from me, and that's it. I'm making my money, so who cares?" I hate that attitude. There's no loyalty in sports as it is, but you always have those. Like Joel Embiid is that player that could be here the rest of his career, and that's fine. But with a guy like Ben Simmons, that's literally playing like he's just there just to pass the ball, play defense, and not be afraid with no confidence. Already embarrassing yourself with free throws, not enough. You're giving this team nothing, but that's why Doc's keeping you out there, because they need you on Trae Young. I mean, that's just pathetic. That's just embarrassing. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Just crazy. And Keek said if Ben was putting in the work, his full potential, he would know how to shoot free throws at least. It's true that, bro. Brian Saransky says, who's worse shooting free throws, Ben or Shaq? Shaq was pretty bad, but Shaq definitely made more. I watched the Lakers in the early 2000s. I mean, I was really young at the time, and I was not a Sixers fan. I mean, not a Lakers fan, but everybody around me who jumped on that wagon. So I used to watch them in the playoffs, and Shaq had an ugly shot, but not this bad. I mean, it wasn't this bad. So, Asia Roberts said, "Hey Joey, about your Sixers and Phillies who lost too. My Nets lost yesterday. Still hurting a little bit." Oh yeah, I mean, my buddy Philly the podcast, he's not doing too well. One of my buddies on YouTube is not doing too well right now either. Dragonfire says Ben Bradford. That's a good one. Eagle Chef Shaq is Hall of Fame. Ben Simmons bum. Matt says if Simmons was in Space Jam, he'd be their guy that misses every three. Oh my God, that's great. He would miss every free throw. I think that's hilarious. Kyle said the issue with Ben already thinks he's great, and everyone around him tells him he's great. There's no motivation to get better when he's already thinks he's the best player at his position. Well, that's if he thinks that, then he's out of his mind. Forbidden Young Old says Philly fans trade Fultz. We're not waiting for him to develop. Also, Philly fans, Ben Simmons don't have to develop. He is generational talent. We will wait however long. I really hope that's not the case. I hope, and there's going to be some really sensitive Sixer fans that say, "Oh, well, just give him till next year," or I don't know. Everyone's going to think, I don't know. It's not good though. Debbie Ellis said, unfortunately, the only way to move Ben is to eat a lot of salary and try to get some decent outlast player from another team. And I think that's what we have to do. U.S. Champions Fact says, call Simmons garbage, pathetic, sad. Marianne F. says, I'm starting to think Mitchell is better overall player. Maybe even a guy like Tatum is better than Simmons. Might be. I see trade Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons. If not, Philly 76ers will never win. I mean, Ben's definitely has to go. Tobias is going to be a thing they have to figure out if that's what they want to keep in their lineup. I'm not sure. Adrian Robertson said, Philly Farmer said Jimmy Butler would not let this happen. No, he would never let this happen. The team to turn out like this, he would get into an argument with them on the sideline if this was the case. You know what I mean? You know, Joel Embiid can only do so much. He's already hurt, so that's already one thing he has to deal with. But then, he's hurt, and imagine if Joel wasn't even playing. I mean, the series would have ended games ago. I mean, it just would have ended. Kyle said, getting nominated for Defensive Player of the Year will only boost his own ego, making him think that he was excellent this year. Adrian Roberts said, what's going on? He says, Joey, my birthday was yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday. Appreciate you coming in. And, sorry I missed your birthday, but happy birthday. Dragonfire said, how can you be a point guard and not know how to shoot a free throw? This is what I'm saying. It's like we can literally go through every player in the NBA that could replace Ben, and anybody would work out. Maxey, even if he goes in for Ben, even if he misses shots, just him shooting, not knowing if he's going to make them or not, is already a better upgrade than Ben Simmons. Already just from him taking shots. and maneuvering around. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Kyle, this is Shaq at least started trying to bank them on off backboard and could hit. Yeah, he was a backboard shooter. I remember with those free throws. He had like the ball in his tippy toes. It's crazy. Jerry Todd said if Simmons put as much time in free throw shooting as he does playing Warzone, he would be fine. We got Zach Bexley says Ben was absolute liability during the series. They need to trade him away or buy his contract out and release him. He was pathetic. Yeah, beyond pathetic. Rich MC said Ben, Sean, Bradley, Simmons. I think Howie is better GM than the Sixers GMs throughout the years. Hamad Sanaj says Shaq was at least 50%, and that's acceptable. That's acceptable. Timothy Jackson says I'm done with Philly, bro. It's tough times. Hanky, I don't think the Sixers should ditch Tobias just yet. He wasn't great in the playoffs, but he was clutch a lot in the regular season. I think Ben is possibly causing him to be worse. Chris said if Dwight Howard could shoot free throws a little better, why is Ben still shooting the same? Simmons just lazy in my eyes. Damian Ramsey said, I feel like I'd be going through a couple broken TVs this Eagles season. 2017 spoiled us. It did. It was the perfect year, man. Dragonfire said, I don't understand some people. We want Ben Simmons to succeed. Terry Robertson says Ben Simmons and a draft pick for Kyle Lowry. Yeah, a few people have already said that already. IC says Alex Caruso would benefit 76ers more than Ben Simmons. Aiden King, Lowry is a free agent. Spunky, what's going on, man? If you guys haven't subscribed to Spunky, check out his channel. He is another Eagles content creator. If you guys haven't checked him out, try to see what he could do and check out his content. He does do a lot of Eagles videos, so do check him out. Try telling 76ers fans they will never win a title with Ben Simmons. My team is out of it. Miami Heat rooting for Suns to win it all. Yeah. Spunky is a Miami Heat fan and an Eagles fan. So, yeah, I mean, Ben is definitely this series, I think, it really showed a lot. And obviously, Joel Embiid is not happy with it. So, Dragonfire, people act like we want Simmons to fail. I always wanted Simmons to be great. Yeah, you want players to succeed, and sometimes you just can't, man. Hanzana Sanaj says Shaq was better. Oh, my God, Ben was exposed. Jamie Carl Castillo says Ben Simmons, no confidence. I could definitely agree with that. I just lost my spot. Why did I lose my spot? Where is my spot? No. Oh, I'm good. Never mind. Adrian Robertson says, hey, Spunky, DC for life. You think Ben doing on purpose at free? No, I just think he really can't shoot them. I mean, after he misses, he kind of like looks like, oh my God, I didn't just do that. Like, that's how I think he thinks every time he does that. Even though he tries to look calm. Jamie Carlos says Ben Simmons is the worst point guard. It's looking like it. Mex says I just want my Bucks. I wanted my Bucks for Sixers for ECF. That would have been a good series. Now we got to deal with Trey and his ridiculous deep 3-point bang. Sorry about the Sixers, man. It's all good, bro. And yeah, Trey is just like, you never know what he's going to do. He's always trying to draw that foul. He's very good at those pump fakes, at those fake shots and trying to draw those fouls. That's one thing I do like about him. He knows how to draw. It's really hard to know what he's going to do. He's very fast. He's very twitchy. So, I mean, even tonight, like, he was like 3 for 20 something, like early in the game, like early half, he was like 3 for 20 something. I mean, he didn't do great either. And then obviously he started getting points near the end of the game. He started to get hot. He was getting hot near the end of the game. His passing was fantastic. Capella was, I mean, the one thing that, with Joel Embiid, Capella, he had bad guarding. Capella was, I mean, I know he could do it, but I mean, there were times that Capella just got open. He was just standing right under the rim, hiding right under the rim, and just got some free points right there. It's crazy. Unfortunately, let's see here. Aiden King says, yeah, I want to see D Book get a ring. Yo, Book is great, man. Man, he did so. I mean, but did so well. I says, curious, do you like Jalen Hurts as Eagles QB? Personally, I'm not an Eagles fan, but I like him. As an Eagles, yeah, I do. Like, I want him to succeed. Like, I'm probably one of the most realistic Eagles fans you'll ever meet. And obviously on my channel, you'll see that I'm very straight up with everything. Like, I don't hype anybody up. Like, I get excited about players. I'm excited that Jalen Hurts is going to get his chance this year, whether he's a success or a failure. He works out, he doesn't work out. I mean, obviously, yeah, I don't want to spend a first-round pick on. I don't want to trade first-round picks for a quarterback. I don't want to trade for Deshaun Watson next year. I don't want to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback in the draft next year. Next year's draft, I'm not really a big fan of it. But, I wish him the best success that he's going to have. I mean, I think he will. I think he'll do really well. And if he doesn't, it is what it is, guys. Like, it's not the end of the world. But, I mean, it saves us from spending more picks on another quarterback next year. As long as the Eagles gave him a chance to be the starting quarterback this year, that's all I'm happy about. You know what I mean? And I'm very comfortable, and I think they built around him very well. So I'm pretty excited about it. Very excited about it. Kevin Abreu said trade Ben Simmons for Jared Dudley. I don't like Jared Dudley at all. Dudley I do not like at all. Damian Ramey says Michael Epier. Yankee says Ben Simmons is a Marco Fultz who can defend. Change my mind. So Alexander Fairley says if Rando rookie is better point guard than your number one overall pick max contract guy, your franchise is in trouble. That's facts right there. Drive for our top 3 people I'm confident playing one-on-one. My nephew Helen Keller and Ben Simmons. Jamie Carl says Ben Simmons trade for Kemba. I think Kemba already got traded, didn't he? IC said Ben Simmons was the number 1 pick. What? Yeah. I know. It's unfortunate. Ian King says, I think the Sixers losing today could have been better for the Eagles in the long run, but if you made ECF in the front office, might have been more inclined to keep Ben and run it back. Kevin Abreu says the biggest mistake for the 76ers is not to trade Ben Simmons for James Harden. Yeah, that's everyone's saying that now after seeing what Ben has been doing since the first game of the playoffs. Phony Montana says in the last 4 seasons, Ben has improved more on his American accent than his game. Damian Ramey says, damn, Dragonfire, that was funny. Spunky says, rooting for Suns because I want to see Chris Paul finally win a championship ring. Dude is so deserving. He's been playing really hard. I mean, he's been playing so well. I mean, his nationwide commercials are horrible, but he's a great player. That's all that matters. Aiden King said, who was worse first overall pick, Ben Simmons or Mickey Money, a Phillies prospect? Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. I'd have to be even on both. I don't even know. DC for Life says, Castillo, too bad Kemba's already traded. Yeah, I thought he just got traded. I thought Kemba got traded. Chris Purvis says, I think the front office we have. Let's see. Timothy Jack says, I think we're going to win a championship with Jalen Hurts. I'm hoping. Timothy, if we do, I will cry even more. I'll cry even more and be so blessed that we have a guy like Jalen Hurts with how mentally strong he is. And oh man, I would be so happy. I would fall. I would totally just be so happy about that. Anki said Thunders are going to flip Kemba. Damian Ramey said this is a prove it year for Hurts. Fingers crossed. And yeah, I'm going to be praying. That's definite. Jamie Carl says who worse for free throw, Ben Simmons, Shaq, or Ben Wallace? I mean, I think Simmons is the worst. I mean, I think Ben is the worst I've ever seen. There is 159 people in the chat, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I cover the Eagles, and I'm just obviously just going through the Sixers. I mean, I usually don't have time to cover the Sixers, but that might change next year. I might do some different things, might expand the channel a little bit, so it might do a lot more there. But with the Philadelphia Eagles, we do cover everything, and obviously the season is coming. So obviously, guys, subscribe to the channel, check out some videos, check out my content if you guys can. Like the stream if you guys have it. Like the stream up. It does help the channel out a lot, guys. If you guys are new here, subscribe. Trust me, you're gonna love this channel. We have the podcast, the Philly Shakedown podcast. Me and Philly 500. Where we do a podcast every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, guys. There's gonna be some schedule changes for the football season. We're gonna be doing more streams. More content is underway, so we're very happy, very excited. So hey, if you guys want to join, awesome. Check the links down below to support me more, and I appreciate everybody being here and just going through this whole thing with the Sixers. We're just going through this together. That's all that matters, and obviously we're moving on from this, getting ready for the Philadelphia Eagles season. So I'm excited, guys. I'm pretty pumped about it. Let's see. Flatbirds. Diller says throw Nolan Patrick are missing out on Patty Kane and settling for JVR Simmons money at convo as far as lottery picks are concerned. Joel's the only one in the city has hit on it. I think really as a player overall, dynamic superstar. Yeah, that's definite. Meg says I would expand all your to all your states, teams, Sixers, Phillies, Eagles. I'm sure you'll get more attention if you cover all. Yeah, I mean the problem was I didn't cover the Sixers because number one I was working 2 jobs at one point and I couldn't do too much at the time, so I might be covering the Sixers next year just so when football season gets a little dry or gets dry during like these dead months like we're doing now. Obviously there's a lot more to cover. So, it would be fantastic. It would be awesome to do more. I just want to make sure it will work. I'm not doing it unless it's going to work. And I definitely, I do a lot of live streams with other content creators and I do a podcast with Philly 500 every single week. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, but a decision will be made, and it's going in the right direction for it to be that way. So, Rich MC says Brian Cullen and his wife can go with heck. A-Geek says Sixers have the best front office in Philly right now. I think Howie sucks on the Phillies front office is in shambles. Amon Russ says Hawks in 6 versus the Bucks. So it's going to be a tougher series. Jared Fire says, I can't go to sleep without seeing Ben Simmons missing free throws. Tex X says, we took Markelle Fultz over Tatum. It's crazy, right? Danny Ramos says, check out Michael Myers staring at us all on left part of your screen. Love that backdrop. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I have a whole bunch of stuff I could show. I'm actually redoing my whole stream setup. I'm actually building a computer right now that should be done by the end of this year. Or earlier than that, so obviously everything will look better, content will be a lot better, and my dream has been wanting to build a monster computer for my setup. I have a new desk. All this is going to be gone. I'm going to have everything new, so I'm excited. Kevin Abreu says, "Don't be surprised if Joel Embiid asked to be traded." A trade is not going to happen with Joel Embiid, guys. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Meg said, what was your reaction when Foles absolutely went bent Brady over his knees and spanked him in the Super Bowl? Oh, I was crying. I was really emotional that night. It was I thought I want to be pinched like I was dreaming. Like I didn't know like it was crazy. I actually streamed that whole entire Super Bowl. It was such an amazing experience, like from all the injuries we went through and just how every free agent produced and Nick Foles just, oh my God. I mean, I mean, everyone says how fluky that Super Bowl was, but at the same time, guys, like we played so perfect and we were just on a monster roll during the year. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Dragonfire says the only way I would forgive Simmons is if he fixed all the potholes in Philly. Tony Montana said, would you rather have a double jump fake Fultz or Ben at the free throw line? I don't know. Because Fultz could make free throws. Like, I think I'd rather have Fultz with the double pump fake. Dalton Habina says, get Steph with Seth at all costs. I like that. I really do like Steph Curry coming to play with his brother. Chris Burris says, Danny Green's injury really hurt. Oh, it definitely did. Danny Green's injury that just put more on so much now because Danny's a good 3-point shooter. He could get up close and make the shots. So I don't know. Like, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I said, all right, well, we'll win against the Hawks, and he'll be back. By the time we beat the Hawks, he'll be back. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And it just hurt us more because then you're forced to keep other players on, like Ben, and just struggling. It's just crazy. Hamza Shanaj says, great idea, trading top 10 pick like Mikal Bridges. Jersey Athletic, 721, leave it to the Sixers to draft 2 number 1 picks back-to-back years with shooting issues. It's crazy. And Kicks said, Ben better hire a moving company tomorrow morning. I don't want to see him in Philly anymore in his Ferrari or whatever he drives. I really don't either because I don't think whatever he promises us is really going to make a difference. Damian Rams says Brady has never beaten Foles. Because didn't Foles beat him last year in Tampa? Didn't last year he beat him in? I think Foles beat him when Foles was. I think Chicago beat them, beat Tampa Bay. Jennifer, my greatest memory from the Eagles winning the Super Bowl is rioting, getting drunk. Where you hiding? Are you crying now? What's going on, man? Where you hiding? What's going on, man? It's another Eagles content creator, Sixers content creator. If you guys haven't subscribed to Where You Hiding, go to his channel. Another great content creator. If you guys have it, sub him up, please. Mexi says, would you trade Joel for Giannis? Oh, yeah. I mean, no. I mean, Joel, nah. I mean, Joel is that centerpiece superstar for this team. I mean, he's that centerpiece for this team, guys. Like, I can't. Like, I'm too connected to this guy. Like, I know. I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't. I think you'll be better off having a complimentary superstar with Joel. That's going to make more sense. Damian says, Nick will always be our legend. Nick could have helped the Sixers tonight. Definitely. Kyle Elliott said the Sixers' best pick during the process was the guy other teams passed over because of injury concerns. Otherwise, we'd be watching Embiid winning a ship on the Bucks right now. That definite. On Kick says I wouldn't trade Joel for anyone. No, I wouldn't either. You just can't. You just can't. Chris Purvis says I called that Super Bowl in 2017. The draft was in Philly. It had to happen. I felt it was from the beginning. When we beat the Redskins Week 5, that's when we lost. I think Jason Peters and Jordan Hicks that game. When we won against the Redskins, I said to myself, because the Redskins is always a game that we were never beating the Redskins. I know that first game of the season we beat them, but like that fifth game when we beat the Redskins, I was like, we're definitely legit. Like we're going somewhere this year. We're definitely making some noise this year. I see Dan Green is so underrated. He won the Spurs, Raptors, Lakers. Ambu Black Ops says Ben Simmons, LeBron 2.0 plays like magic. Tej Sangani says worse than the Kawhi shot. I don't think anything's worse than the Kawhi shot. No. Flybird says that potential Foles flash early to stay in the pocket and deliver. Never thought he'd deliver the way he did on the biggest stage, but you clearly saw early on he wasn't another Cobb. And we thought Cobb was going to be the biggest thing too. You know what I mean? And look how that worked out. Didn't work too well. Aiden King says, yeah, and Brady won't shake Foles' hand. No, I don't know why. I think that Super Bowl totally messed him up. Ram said, yep, Foles beat Brady in Chicago. He haunts Brady. Phony Montana said, another epic class by Doc Rivers. Why would we expect anything different? Unbelievable. Justin Rush says, trade Simmons for AI. Dragonfire says, Nick Foles is the greatest Eagle of all time. Should get his number retired. I would retire his number, definite. We can shadow Sanic Santa says, this is the second straight year where major changes need to be made for the Sixers. Major, but I don't think the changes are going to step them back from getting to the playoffs again. I don't think it's gonna hinder them. I don't think that's gonna happen. Grandfather says, maybe I went too far. You're good, man. Tej Sanchez, do you wish they traded for Lowry? At this point, Harden, Lowry, probably at this point, maybe they should have. Aiden Keeks of the Jaguars thought Foles was the next Cobb. Look at the money that they gave him. Hamza Sanaj says, I wish we kept Michael Bridges. He could have filled in the gaps. He went two-way player with 2 national championships from Philly. We missed that one trade Ben for draft picks. Brax says, I wouldn't be surprised if Jazz traded Bojan someone else from Ben. Knowing them would be the most entertaining thing in the NBA. Hold teams to 100 but only score 80 points. I mean, they got to get a player that's going to make sense, and I want a high-end superstar here. I want someone that's going to – I'm telling you, like, it's going to be it's going to be automatic. It's going to be an automatic success. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to say, hey, it's going to be automatic finals, but it's going to be much easier. But then your first question is going to be, if you want to make a trade for somebody like a big superstar – what are you doing with Doc Rivers? What are you doing? I mean, I love the GM. I think he could persuade someone to get here to play with Joel. I think Joel is definitely going to talk to the front office about acquiring some. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm seeing with my own 2 eyes what's going on right now. Weedy Shadow says, is this the worst night in Philly sports since 2002-2003 NFC Championship? To me, this is. To me, I thought 2002, 2003, I thought that was worse than this just because it depends like who, if you watch more football than basketball, if you care about the Eagles more than the Sixers, if you care about both teams equally, it just depends on the person, really. Dragonfire says Brian Dawkins is the greatest Eagle of all time. I agree. I just says hard. I don't know because he wasn't healthy and didn't do much in Game 7. No, I realize that. Damian Rami says Dragonfire B Dawkins is an all-time great as well. Ted Synchronous says, peace out, man. I'm from Toronto, but I hope your Sixers make the necessary moves this offseason. Hey, Ted, appreciate it, bro. And I hope we do. I hope we figure out, obviously, if we have to make some coaching changes or we have to just get that, next, piece that's going to complement, Joel Embiid. So that's where it's going to make sense. Yankee said, if we can get a legit point guard, we can get 100% make it to the finals. I think we will. Really, if you take what Ben did, like, it didn't help. Like, I'm telling you, if Ben was productive, I think we would have made a lot more noise, and I think we would have been in more comfortable leads, and we wouldn't, we wouldn't have to do anything crazy. I just said get Luka or Dame or Curry. If they got Luka, it would be great, too. Curry would be awesome. McMar says, best you're getting in Lowry and sign trade from Raptors. I think that's going to be more realistic. Anki, if that's true, Luka might want out. Imagine Luka and Embiid. I would cream my pants. Oh my God. It says, for the love of God, that man is a liability out on the court. He should not be here. Jersey Athlete said Ben tanked his draft stock. A high-end superstar is going to cost us not a lot now. And all GMs know. I just hope I really want Maxey to stay. A lot of people have been throwing Ben and Maxey and Tobias in the same deal to trade, and some multiple picks, whatever. Get some multiple first-rounders. But, I mean, that if teams are looking at Ben to get multiple first-rounders, then I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think so, but... That's amazing. DC for Life, I don't think Luka going nowhere in Mavs. Probably not. One of my good friends is the Eagles content creator. He is an Eagles content creator, and he likes the Eagles and he likes the Dallas Mavericks. And trust me, I was watching the Dallas Mavericks, and I mean Luka looks like he's doing everything he possibly can while playing on an injury on top of it. So that didn't help what he was doing at all either. I think he said some dumb GM will take a chance on him, especially if they have a star who wants out. Yeah, and probably will. And probably will. You know what I mean? Someone's definitely going to take a chance. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, it just depends how that team... It really depends on that team and how they look at them. That's where it's going to... That's where it's going to really... we're going to see... If you're trading for a player that didn't have any, especially how he looked in the playoffs, like what is that team going to say how much their worth is going to be? Like that trade value, like what is the trade value of that? I honestly have no idea what the trade value of that is. I don't. Chris Purvis says, said draft pick Simmons and Corbos for Lillard. DC Raleigh says Luka needs some help looking for another star. That's definite. Jeremiah Puvman says Mark Cuban said he would get rid of his wife before giving up Luka. I could believe he said that. Dragonfire says top 3 Eagles of all time. Number 1 Eagle Brian Dawkins. Number 2 Nick Foles. 3 Jason Kelsey. I agree with that. I think you add in you can add in Randall Cunningham. I wasn't obviously alive to see Randall Cunningham, but I've watched a lot of film on Randall Cunningham and what he meant to the city. And I love Randall Cunningham. I think he's was one of the most like Michael Vick like players that had like unbelievable accuracy and just athletic, just the athleticism. Love Randall Cunningham. I wish I was alive. I wish I was around to see him play when he did. Damian Ramsey says, wait, what? Oh, there's a guy in here with that name. Okay. Sorry. Yankee said, by the way, Darryl committed robbery with the Seth Curry trade. Richardson is cheeks. Richie FC, the Saints, Eagles, Jeffrey interception worse. Yeah, that one was pretty bad. I think we would have, honestly, guys, we would have went to the Super Bowl in 2018. I'm telling you that we would have been there. If Alshon Jeffrey caught that ball, we would have went down. I mean, it's really hard to say like, oh, they would have went down the field. I think they would have scored. I think Nick Foles would have got a touchdown, win that game, and we would have beaten LA. we would have beaten the Rams. The Rams were so horrible. They had a good regular season, but they were just so like they got hot so early in the season, and they went to the Super Bowl, and obviously they got out coached, obviously, and that was probably the most boring Super Bowl. 2018 was probably the most boring Super Bowl. It was horrible. Yeah, Brady didn't even play good that Super Bowl either, but it's crazy. Grandfather said that speech that Jake and Kelsey gave the Super Bowl win is easily the greatest. I mean, I rewatch that sometimes. I love obviously the uncensored version of it because it was so funny. Ian Kick said, who had a better championship, Chase Utley or Jason Kelsey? Kelsey was far out the best. Ted Singer said, last thing, it's all good, bro. The Sixers really need to step up their player developmental program like the Raps do. We made an NBA record for the 10 players scoring over 30 the past season. Ben still has potential. Yeah, but how much time are you going to wait, bro? Like, how much time are you going to wait? Like, this is a time thing now. Like, you have a superstar in Joel Embiid now, and you could tweak this bench a little bit and maybe get another superstar to, play next to Joel. So, I mean, it really all depends. It really all depends. Damian here, Randall was Mike Vick in the 90s, definitely. Flybirds says, I love your steady grind on the Birds. It's been keeping me up despite how rough last year was. But Kerrigan, Eric Wilson, and Anthony Harris pick up despite our cap issues got me hyped. Yeah, it really showed me when they picked up Kerrigan and Anthony Harris, like it was a very slow, strategic free agency for the Eagles. And thank you for obviously complimenting on the obviously the content, and it keeps everybody busy and informed. I mean, that's what I like to do, and it keeps me informed, so it does help me as well. It's really hard for me. I feel like the Eagles are rebuilding, but at the same time, it's like they're making these weird moves where I'm like, they signed Ryan Kerrigan, like why? Like what is this? Like I feel like they like want to contend this year. I feel like they really want to punch everybody in the mouth this year, and they want to say, we look like a new team, but we're going to be more prepared than any new team has ever been prepared for. Like other teams look at us right now and they say, "Oh, they have a new coach." Even other fans look at us and say, "Hey, we have a new, we have a new coach. We have a new coach, new coaching staff, and." We're just going to look slow. And Nick Sirianni has created a culture. He was the first one to create a new culture here. And then the players are going to rise. And then Jalen Hurts is going to gravitate those players towards him. And then there's going to be swagger in this offense. This team is going to be tough. This team is going to be competitive. This team is going to surprise us. This team is going to punch somebody in the mouth. And I can't wait for that to happen. I am really excited. I'm totally excited for it. So. Richie FC says Eagles-Cardinals playoff game. Dawkins' last game worse. Yeah, that Eagles-Cardinals game was a rip. That was horrible. I mean, I remember that. I wasn't well that night. I was crying at that night. I was. Chris Purvis says Richard Simmons shoots better than Ben Simmons. Richard Simmons kicked the spammer out. Sorry, bro. I was seeing that earlier. But all right, we're good. Let's see. Rocco Alessio said, honestly, is Simmons worth keeping? No, but I mean, this is bad, bro. Like, this is like if he's not gonna guys, like this isn't a guy that didn't score enough. This is a guy that literally didn't shoot. Like, this is a guy that is just passing the ball and playing defense, and that's all he is used for. This team cannot hold on to him if that's as far as he's going to go with his talent. It's not. We have to wait to see if he's going to shoot a mid-tier shot. Like, what happened early in the regular season, he was being aggressive to the basket. He was, and Simmons was great with his assists, passing the ball very nicely. Aggressive to the basket and being fearless doing it, and then seeing this BS, this whatever this is, I don't think he's worth keeping. He shouldn't be playing like that as a number one pick. Like, he shouldn't be playing like that. That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just, you can't ask him, like, you're a point guard that's not. I'm not expecting him to shoot 40 points, make 40 points, but shoot 40 points. But it is what it is. Like, he's just got to look like a productive player. Like he's just he's just gonna be productive playing defense and just passing the ball and being afraid to shoot free throws and not making them and being afraid to, the basket's right in front of you, no one's around you, and you just decide to pass the ball when he's getting. It's insane. It's just insane. Damian Ramos says, thanks, Flybird. Richie FC said, trade Ben to the Knicks. They deserve each other. Yeah, they probably do. It's all right. I took care of it. Aiden King said, imagine Russ and Ben in Washington. They might be the most dysfunctional team in the league, but I would enjoy it. Russ and Ben? That would be interesting. DC for Life God, time him out. Dragonfire says, Ben Dumpster. Carlton Roberts says, happy Father's Day, bro. You too, Carlton. I'm not a father. I have a father. But I'm not a father. And if you're a father, happy Father's Day, dude. Comment star, it's a shame that we wasted Randall, though. They did not do a good job for using the best attributes when he was with the Vikings. They used him to right and almost won MVP and almost won the Super Bowl. Crazy. Ian King said, hey, if Hurts could play like he did at the end of the season last year and Devonta Smith is a beast like he was in college, we could win around 10 games, I think. I think they could. I think the Eagles have built very well. I think they have depth at offensive line. They have 8 running backs in competition right now, which I'm very excited for. Kenneth Gainwell, I think, was, other than the Devontae Smith pick, I thought Kenneth Gainwell in the 5th round. Kenneth Gainwell didn't play last year. I think Kenneth Gainwell in this running back rotation, he's a dual threat back. I think he's going to play fantastic. I'm excited to see more of the competition from the receivers. I think Devontae Smith is going to complement. I think Devontae Smith is going to complement Jalen Reagor. I'm on the Jalen Reagor train this year because I obviously wasn't used the right way last year. Travis Fulgham, excited. Quez Watkins, John Hightower. I'm pumped. Dallas Goedert is the number one tight end. I think really it's going to surprise us, guys. I'm pumped for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm really pumped for it. Kevin Grease says, trade Simmons. I'm done with him. Punch somebody in the mouth. Please do. Damian Ramos said, Joe Flacco and this San Francisco quarterback Mullins, right, was a weird move. I would just go all on Jalen Hurts and let hungry players get it. Yeah, no, Mullins is going to be our camp arm. Mullins is going to be our camp arm, our preseason arm, and he might be the practice squad quarterback every single week for the season. Other than that, Flacco will be the backup to Jalen Hurts, and then we'll kind of take it from there, and that's how we're going to go with it. Jersey Athlete 721 says, Joel is a generational talent. The weight paid off for us for the change. Amazing footwork, free throw shooting, ball handling, and can spread the floor for a big man. He's a nightmare for teams. That's what I'm saying. He draws double teams. He can shoot the threes. He can do everything. I mean, there's not a lot of centers that can do that, guys. That's a generational talent. That's a guy that you got to keep here and you got to build around. That's why trading him makes no sense. And I don't believe that he would leave here. I right now, definitely not. Definitely not. I think he's going to definitely have some say. I definitely think he's going to have a say in what's going on a little bit, Justin Rush has loved Doc throwing his own players under the bus in post game. Yeah, that's not good either. You know what I mean? That's not good either. I drip 222. So many sad years with Eagles and Sixers won the playoffs. Then we got a break with Super Bowl 52, and we did. And in 2018, I thought we had a good chance. I thought we had a great chance to get back at the Super Bowl. It's that one pass just messed everything up. Gisung Yan says Kendall Jenner knew this was going to happen. Kevin Green says you're going that deep. Simmons to Knicks, possibly. That's deep, bro. Damian Ramey says copy DC for life. Thank you. Kevin Green says Daryl in his office. Doc, you blow it. I knew this was coming. iDrip says shouldn't have been a number 1 pick, to be honest. April Kagensky says, do you think my Hawks have a shot to win the final? I don't know. That I don't know. I think they have a good shot against Milwaukee, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because now you're going to be facing a better team. The Milwaukee's a better team. You're going to be facing a better team, and obviously are coached very well. So we're going to see. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours, 2 hours, 47 minutes. I don't even know. It's already 2:13 a.m. on the eastern side. I have a feeling most of you guys are on the West Coast for some weird reason. Or you guys have nothing better to do and just listen to me talk that, hey, we're all together now. So who cares, right? KX Galaxy says, who's worse, J.J. or Ben Simmons? I say J-Jaw because Ben Simmons has done more than J-Jaw has. J-Jaw has a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. A recovered fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. That's it. And maybe three catches. I can't even count. A-King said Ben shouldn't be called a point guard because he can't score points. Lewis P said we better trade Ben Simmons. I think we will. Lewis, I would hope so. I mean, at this point, if Joel isn't happy, that's not good. And the Sixers are gonna be like, okay, Daryl's gonna be like, all right, well, we can't have this. And Ben's not. I mean, if you're thinking like they go into the office for meetings and they're like, and if they think Ben is fine or he can get better, this is unexcusable. This is unexplainable. Like how he was playing and why. I don't know. Jersey Athlete 721 says I was at the game when Ben hit his first career 3-pointer. If you were outside of the arena, you could have swore we won the championship. I watched that video. I've actually watched the video of that. I wasn't able to watch that game, but I did watch it. And I was like, wow, like this is like. And then now it's just like it's a total joke. Carlton Roberts says, okay, I'm not a father either, but same to you, same to your pops as well. Appreciate it, man. You too, man. Cake Scout said, who do you hate more, Ben Simmons or J. Jaw? Ben Simmons, because he's doing the easy things he can't do. I think I'm just more at Ben because it just happened tonight. With J-Jaw, I just don't even care. Kevin Grease says J-Jaw took J-Jaw rookie season while he was a receiver. Simmons is Australian LSU. Damian Ramey says happy late Father's Day out of Hawaii and in the military. Double shout out. Awesome, bro. That's great. Awesome, dude. Comment star said, I don't watch 76ers. What happened? That's got everyone raging. I know a lot of people hate Ben Simmons, but what happened? Nothing. Ben is the main. Ben is the main problem. It wasn't the main. He was probably the biggest problem. He just wasn't producing. What do you have? 5 points? What do you have? 5 points today? He was under the basket. Was afraid to dunk. He still passed it when he could have just dunked the ball. He passed it when he was wide. He literally was staying under the basket. He could have just jumped up and put it in. And it's crazy. You'll see why. Trust me. Chris says, I think Kerryon Johnson was a huge pickup. If Kerryon Johnson can stay healthy, here's what I think. Say they only keep, all right, if they keep 4 receivers, I don't know who 4 running backs, I don't know who the 4th running back's going to be. But if they keep 3 running backs, okay, I think it's going to be Miles Sanders, obviously. I think Kerryon Johnson will beat out Jordan Howard, and I think Kenneth Gainwell will beat out Boston Scott. I think Kenneth Gainwell brings more to the table than Boston Scott does. So those are my 3 right there. So, Ian King Doc had to throw Ben under the bus tonight. Who doesn't? Even Embiid did. Someone's got to point the finger, right? That's how it is. And if you see that happening, that's not good. That's not. You see pointing fingers, that's not good. Robert Velez says, "Oh well, Ben Simmons had how long to get better?" I know. Trust me. Noah Kurgan says Simmons honestly hurts our team more than it helps, and that's true. Kevin Green said, I agree. Idrip says Ben shouldn't have a job. Nope. Damian Ramey says 2018 was a heartbreak. We almost won it again with Nick. That pass dropped was horrible. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Kevin Green said, I live in New Jersey. I say J-Jaw. Robert Willis has been afraid to dunk a ball. That's true. Damian Ramey says, thanks for the stream, Joey. Fan base is growing fast. Appreciate it, bro. Everyone, I appreciate everybody coming to the live stream today. We're not going to go too much longer, guys. It's close to like a 3-hour stream. I'm going to do some other things tonight. I have to make a couple videos for tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm making videos tomorrow. I might actually just make them tomorrow. Usually I schedule streams for the next day. So do appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Mac Morris Essential, Saskatchewan, Eagles and Raptor fan. Appreciate the content always. Mac, appreciate it, bro. Always love to give out content, man. Love doing it. Been doing it for 6 years. Colton Roberts, if Ben Simmons comes to my heat, I'm done with Pat Riley. No, keep him away. I just said if we make the right moves and we go to the playoffs next season, I want the Hawks. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a vengeance game, definitely. Yankees, the fact that the fans had to cheer for Ben making 2 free throws in a game like Game 5. They won the series, and it's just sad for him to come up and brick 2 free throws the next time he went onto the line. Yeah, it's really embarrassing. It really is. It's to get excited just for that, it's embarrassing. Cameron said, you correct, Joey Shakes. 5 points. Okay, good. I forgot if it was 4 or 5 because he made the 2 shots. I think the 1 free throw. Oh, Jesus, that's horrible. It's horrible to say that. Noah Curran says, "Yeah, I'm not a Sixers fan, but Ben had me mad. It's embarrassing." Ajur too said he be building brick houses at 1-800 Ben Simmons gonna brick it to you. Tyler Bragg says Ben Simmons gave me insomnia. KX Galaxy says Doc Rivers is the only head coach in the NBA history to blow 11 double-digit leads in the postseason. That's horrible. Comment star says, who's worse, Aguilar or Simmons? Aguilar had more success. Aguilar won a Super Bowl. Aguilar had 2 mediocre seasons. Had had a good Super Bowl year, a very good Super Bowl year where Mike Rowe became the wide receiver coach, and then obviously 2018 he had a better year. He had not a better year, but he had a good year in 2018. And then after that he fell off. Idrip says Simmons. Idrip said that him and Doc cost us the championship appearance. Flabber Silk says, where do you think Fletch ranks as Eagles' best defensive players of all time? Are Concrete Charlie, Reggie, and Doc are the only ones ahead of him? Jerome Brown, Eric Allen, honorable mentions. I really don't even know. Like, if I would put Fletcher Cox in that, like, I think he'd be like maybe the fourth best behind Concrete Charlie and Reggie. I mean, he's not Reggie. I mean, definitely not. I mean, last year, like, he went into 6 games, a sack and a half in 6 games. Had 6.5 for the season. It's not about the sacks, guys, but he's not Aaron Donald. He's not, even if he gets doubled, I hate the excuse, well, Fletcher Cox gets doubled. And I'm like, okay, well, I see Aaron Donald get through double. And even if he gets through a double team, if he's getting pushed from behind, Aaron Donald just knocks 2 or 3 guys around. I mean, as long as he's disrupted, like when I see Fletcher Cox get blocked, he's getting blocked. I mean, he's on the wrong side of 30 now. I think Fletcher Cox could actually get traded next year. He's a $23 million cap hit this year, guys. Next year, if you trade him, I think he'll have some, Fletcher Cox will have some, he'll have value. That's definite. More than Zach Ertz, obviously. So I think trading him won't be, it won't be a big deal, but. Damian Rand says, like and sub before you leave. Joey, put 3 hours in. Appreciate, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, we're going on 3 hours and 5 minutes. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We go over Eagles content. We're going to be going over. I'm thinking of expanding this channel, so look out for news on that. I do streams like this a lot. Me and Philly 500, we do the Philly Shakedown podcast every single week. We have a podcast together. We're trying to spread the podcast out to other formats on other formats and stuff like that. So hey, if you guys subscribe, you're going to be going to a good channel that covers the Eagles very well, and obviously the Sixers could be covered down the road as well. So I'm pretty excited. Please hit the like button before you leave today. It really does help the channel out a lot, guys. The support has been unreal. You guys are great. So I appreciate everybody being here. So I'm going to go for another 5 minutes, and then we'll probably end it right here. It's going to be 2:30 in the morning over here right now. So I didn't think I really wasn't even going to stream tonight, but I was like, let me talk about the Sixers. I was kind of mad tonight. So, Nestor Robles says, get a veteran point guard. Matisse can do the most things Simmons can do on defense and has a respectable 3. I agree with that. Chris Purvis says, I do think Doc should have kept Maxey and Milton and with Seth. I think at some point they should. I think they should have. Milton had one good game in the playoffs. I thought the regular season Milton played. Shake Milton had a pretty good regular season, but the one game he came off the bench, he had 14 points for that one playoff game, and then kind of disappeared after that. And some of his shots don't look fantastic either. But I agree with that. Jersey Athlete says, at least Ben admitted to his poor performance, but this isn't going to faze him at all. He's dropping into Warzone and sliding into girls' DMs. Richie FC, July 29th, NBA draft. Start the clock till bye-bye, Ben. Ben, prove us wrong and go the Wizard of Oz for a brain, courage, and heart. I just said Seth fouled out. We said Alita DeFala says, missed the B-ball talk. Who we trading Simmons for? I think anybody at this point, whether it's Lillard, whether it's Steph Curry, whether it's, somebody at this point. I hope he's gone. I really do. Damian Rand say, why do players like Nelly and others do so well once they leave Philly? I don't know. Nelly had one good year, and 2017 was a great year. 18 was an okay year. He didn't play bad in 2018. I thought he played pretty well. And then, he went to the Raiders and balled out. He didn't even have a 1 year, he didn't have $1 million contract. It was like $850,000, something like that. It was kind of crazy. Tran Esther said, good Lord, 3 hours just got in. Yeah, I did expect. We're going to be streaming for another 3 minutes, and that's it. Though Commissar Cox is getting paid like Donald, though. Although he's struggling a lot, he's struggling just with a single block. I was hoping he would step up because Graham was doubled so much he was hardly noticeable. Yeah, I seen that. Cox was struggling with one-on-ones as well. Yeah, Javon Hargrave making a big contract. Fletcher Cox is a big contract, $23 million cap hit. Derek Barnett is making $10 million this year. Why is that? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. I have no idea. Chris Burrow says, yeah, send Cox on his way. I before the season even started this year, I mean, before, like, when the season ended this year for the Eagles last year, I was like, are they going to trade Darius Slay? I thought Darius Slay was going to at least get traded because I didn't know how much of a rebuild they were going to do. I didn't know what was going to happen with this roster. This was before Carson Wentz got traded and all this stuff happened. So, I think a couple of veterans are definitely going to go. Like, I'm looking out for, hopefully Brandon Brooks doesn't get hurt, Lane Johnson doesn't get injured and play on an injury again and then be out the rest of the season. So, this team is changing. I think you have really good depth on the offensive line. You have Jack Driscoll at right tackle. You got Nate Herbig that can play both guard spots. Jordan Mailata is your left tackle for this year. Most likely, he's definitely going to be out. Andre Dillard, obviously Andre Dillard. Unfortunately, he's got to stay healthy, and he wasn't dealt a good deck of cards when he was drafted here. He was redshirted. Jason Peters jumped in front of him, which I thought was totally disrespectful for Andre Dillard to not even get his chance. And I think they messed him up a little bit, starting him 3 games, then obviously playing right tackle for that 1 game and totally blew out his confidence, played so bad. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. Actually, I should change my name to Warzone Brick Simmons and kill him Warzone. Trey Naso says, when are you doing a 24-hour stream? I don't even know if I could do that, guys. Like, number one, this chair, I can only sit in for like a couple hours. Like, this chair is very uncomfortable. It may look comfortable, but it's not. So maybe if I got a new chair, I could probably do it. Jersey Athlete 721, watch Simmons develop a jumper shooter, better free throws, and win a championship with next team. Classic Philly players better elsewhere. Hamaz Sanaj says, Seth Curry has a home. This man has earned his money, and I hope he stays with the team. He's here for another year, so yeah, I was really surprised over him. I really was, like, especially the playoffs. Like, he was on fire. When he starts on a hot streak, just keep feeding him the ball because he makes every single shot, and I love it. I love Seth Curry. I drip 222. Anyone who could shoot a scorer has solid D. Professional Avius says, not a Steelers fan, but Pat Riley of the Lakers once upon a time once said, no rebounds, no rings, and that's true too. They weren't doing too good with rebounds either. Damon Ramey says, thanks for the stream, bro. Aloha from Hawaii. Thanks for the content. Definitely appreciate it, man. Chris Paul said, later, Joe Shakes, you, Philly 500, and LB are my favorites. Keep doing your thing, bro. Appreciate it, man. Love those guys. Love all those guys. Commissar, when Aguilar was with the Raiders, he did have a lot of drops. He had 57 catch completion. I don't think he could handle the fans. Yeah, I think he just couldn't handle the fan base, and I think Philly's a hard place to play. Damian Ramsey, Derek Barnett is not worth $10 million. Didn't know that? Yeah, well, they should have extended him. So they should have at least extended him where they won't lose out on dead money. They'll get some cap space back if they want to release him. They should have extended Barnett this way. They lower the cap hit a little bit, which they didn't really do. So. Commissar, I'm fine with Cox going as long as they keep Graham good. Damien Ram says, Ramey says, Bad Dog did a 24-hour stream. I wouldn't wish down anyone. Shout out to Bad Dog. He's probably my favorite Giants content creator. And I've done one stream. I did one stream with him last year. Such a great guy. Awesome, humble. One of the most respectful guys you could do a stream with. Made me feel comfortable. Just, I never met him before to that one time, so it was cool. He was a really, really good content creator, really good guy, knows his stuff, and great success to him and his channel, what he's done. So, Drip says somehow we were third in rebounds league, crazy. Jock says, Joey, have you got your my desk put? Yeah, so I bought a new desk for my new setup. It's still not. I'm waiting till my computer's done, then I'll put the desk together. I'm not going to do it now as of right now. So. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I wasn't going to stream tonight, even to talk about the Sixers. But I said, what, I'm kind of mad tonight, so I might do something. I appreciate everybody being in here tonight and just joining me. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe before you leave today. You really won't regret it. We go over Eagles content, and obviously we'll have bigger news on the expansion of other content as well. I do follow me at JoeyShake72, at JoeyShake72. Just put my name in Twitter. You'll find me immediately. And if you guys haven't liked the video, like the stream before you leave today, it really does help the channel a lot. Trust me, guys. The support has been unreal. I appreciate everybody being here today. Love all you guys. And don't worry, it is what it is, guys. You know what? It's time for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see what the Sixers do this offseason. And they really have to, get some stuff done. So appreciate everybody. Dane Ramsey says, thanks, bro. Get some rest. I will. I'm not done yet tonight. I got to do a couple more things, but I do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel and like the stream. I do appreciate it, guys. The content's been fantastic. You guys have been supporting like crazy, and I can't ask for anything more than that. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys later. Remember, guys, Shake Squad up. Oh, and by the way, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for everything today. Much appreciated for all you guys. So other than that, I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up, follows fly. Peace out, guys. Till next time. Peace.